Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel, guys. What's good with you? Here we go. We've got the Bears and the Seahawks, and already the Bears on the return. He seemed like he was down before the ball came out, so the Bears should be taking over from their own 30-yard line. And so we're going to get to see Justin Fields here. Obviously, the second preseason game. We know that the switch to three preseason games means that the second preseason game, that's where all the hype's going to be at here. So let's see what we have in store for tonight, guys. But hopefully this will be a good one. Obviously, for the Seattle Seahawks here, Drew Lock was initially going to be starting to get majority of the snaps, but he's got COVID, so for them, Gino Smith will be taking over for the Seattle Seahawks. But first, let's see the Bears offense. And so, Lewis, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say ready to go, let's go. Allen, what's good with you? We got Allen here. You said you got Madden 23 on PS5 and Xbox Series X, and you've been playing it. Okay, bet. Hey, how's the gameplay been for you so far, Allen? Let me know. Let me know. I have yet to purchase it yet, but I am strongly thinking about it. So let me know your impression on that. Let's see. Lewis says, yo. So I know he's ready for his Bears. Did you take the over or under today, Lewis? All right, but here we go for the Bears. Justin Fields out of the shotgun. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Fakes it to the back. Dumps it to the tight end there. Great play, great setup. Spins off of one guy, and he gets the first down and then some. So that's going to be a first down on the play right there. Pick up a 12 yards right there. Like the play call right there. Obviously, Justin Fields here, second year in the NFL. I was watching this kid since he was back at Ohio State, so I know the kid certainly has potential. The question is, did the Chicago Bears really put enough around him offensively? I know there's a lot of things, to help improve this defense and stuff, and it's going to be up to some of these younger guys on the team to step up and take that next step there. But certainly Justin Fields does carry that potential, and I hope that they did enough to help him succeed. But here we go. Fields takes a snap. Has to throw this one up under pressure. That's going to be incomplete. And let's see. Allen says it's really good. And so, okay, bet. Really good. Bet. That's what's up. And you said you got it on both PS5 and Xbox Series X? Man, that's what's up. But yeah, Lewis got the, okay, see, of course the under in the Chicago Bears game versus the Seahawks. I can't blame you there. The under. I got you there. But here we go. Fields up under center here. Tight end going to go in motion. Three receivers, one tight end, one back in the backfield. Fields going to take the snap here. Heads to the back, up the middle. And he finds a crease. Still pushing forward here. Going to pick up 7 yards in the play. And that's going to set it up for 3rd and 3 coming up. Leslie Lewis says these teams are going to struggle. They may just surprise you, Lewis. They may just surprise you. You never know. But yeah, the second preseason game is going to be very critical for a lot of guys out here trying to secure spots and really just get some positive momentum here. You want to see what your first teams are made of. But here we go. Receiver goes in motion here. Fields takes a snap out of the shotgun. Seahawks sending pressure. Fields feels it. And he's going to get brought down. He picked up maybe a yard at best. He was down before the ball came out. But it's going to bring up 4th down. So 4th and 2 here at the Seahawks 49-yard line. It is preseason, so will they opt to go for it? Let's see. Lewis says, oh, I already read that one. Yeah, he was definitely down by contact on that one. So that time you see Justin Fields, he felt the pressure. And, I mean, offensive line is going to be very critical. If he's going to be able to take that next leap this year, he's going to need that offensive line to really step up and give him a lot more time than what we saw last year. Because there were some games last year that, quite frankly, I just felt bad for him being out there. Especially that game against the Buccaneers last year. That was brutal to watch. But here we go. Shotgun, 4th and 2. They're going to go for it. Takes a snap. Got a guy moved early here. And so that's going to be a penalty, and that's going to gift them with a first down. Let's see. He's pointing at the Bears offense here, but that looked like against the Seahawks there, which should result in an automatic first down. On the defense. All right, so we got a first down here for the Bears, and so we'll continue to extend this drive. Again, first drive of the game here for the Chicago Bears. They got the ball first here offensively, so we're looking at their starters here. Big penalty right there on 4th down. All right, so this time they're going to line up in 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Fields take the snap up under center, play fake. Feels the pressure. He's moving. He throws it on the run here, and it's going to be caught there by the back Herbert. Second down coming up. And so that's pretty much what you can probably expect to see a lot this season. A lot of that pressure getting back there. And just how will Justin Fields be able to respond with that pressure? Last year, we saw Joe Burrow, despite the fact that his offensive line was giving up a lot of pressure, Joe Burrow was able to take that next step still. So can Justin Fields still take that next step this year? We're going to find out. Here we go. Fields up under center here. Going to take the snap. Play fake. Bootlegging. Looking. Throws it. And it's completed. And take it all the way to the 20-yard line. So excellent hookup right there. You can already see the chemistry between him and his tight end right there. And that's what you want to see if you're a Chicago Bears fan right now. Big time pickup. And as you can see, that's the most time he's had so far in this drive. You give him some time, I really feel like he can do some things now. All right, but here we go. First and 10. Ball's going to be at the 21-yard line of the Seahawks here. So can they cap this drive off in the end zone? Let's see. So far, Justin Fields, he's 3 of 4 for 35 yards passing so far. And here he goes in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Quick pass there. Mooney with the reception. Makes one guy miss. Spins another guy. Gets brought down at the 15-yard line for the Bears there. So a lot of work to pick up 6 yards there. Let's see. Alan says, I got an extra brand new on Xbox. I don't know why they send me 2 for only buy it for PS5 and Series X. And so, okay, bet. Well, hey, I mean, that's what's up. That's what's up. Lewis says, JB back with the hoodie. Yes, the infamous hoodie. It's been a minute. All right, here we go. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Fields up under center again. Going to take the snap. Play fake again. Has time. Now he's got to do something with it. Throws it into the end zone. Oh, just a little too high. A little too high for Mooney. And so, but I like the play call right there. He had time there. There is a penalty. There is a penalty here. Let's see what they call. But man, that guy, that was there. Ineligible receiver on the offense there. They're going to decline that one. So we got third down coming up here. And that was against Larry Baroon, number 75. Penalty declined. Again, Bears still with the first possession of the game. They got the ball here first. And we've got Justin Fields in the offense out there. And so let's see if they can put it into the end zone. If you're the Bears here, that is certainly, once you get into the red zone, you're going to want to make sure you come away with 7 points here. So let's see. 3rd and 4. Can they get the first down or maybe even a touchdown right now? Let's see. Shotgun formation here. Receiver goes in motion. Going to take the snap. Seahawks sending 4. He's going to throw it to the back, and the back tackled immediately. Going to lose 2 yards on the play. They were not fooled on that one. And so the offense will have to settle for a field goal attempt here from the Seahawks 17-yard line. That time, they played a little conservatively. That time, they threw it to the back out the backfield. Seattle, they were ready for it. They were waiting on it, and they were able to get the stop on that play. And that time, I mean, Herbert, he got hit, and he lost yards on the play. Wasn't on him. But now we got a field goal attempt coming up here for the Chicago Bears. 35-yard field goal attempt. Let's see if Santos can make this. Last season, he was 26 of 30. Kick on the way, up the middle, and that is good. So the Bears scoring their first opening drive, get a field goal, 3 points there. So a little something positive there. We saw some good things, saw some not so good things, and so, but something positive to get them going here. And we'll see what the Seattle Seahawks can do offensively, led by Gino Smith when we come out there. But the score right now, Bears 3, Seahawks 0 here in the first quarter with 9 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first. Is it just me, or do you guys notice how they have Monday Night Football written on the bottom of the screen up there, and we're like, not on a Monday? But again, we're currently right now at the commercial right now. And when we come back, the Seahawks, we'll get to see what they do offensively. But on that drive, Justin Fields, he was 5 of 7 through the air for 39 yards passing. So that was pretty good right there. He was not sacked on that drive, and that's very critical right there, the fact that he was not sacked. You want to keep him upright and protect him. He did run the ball one time and picked up a yard. Then you had Khalil Herbert. He had a carry for 7 yards as well in this one. And then Cole Kemet, he was a star on that drive there. 2 catches for 31 yards. receiving. Daryl Mooney had a reception as well for 6 yards. But yeah, now's a good time, guys, to let me know who are you rooting for today. Are you going for the Chicago Bears? Or are you going for the Seattle Seahawks? Let me know in the comment section what team you got in this one. But yeah, Alan, I definitely got to check out that, and I haven't watched too much of like the videos and stuff like that in terms of what new features they had. So let me know a couple new features that Madden has had added to the game while I decide whether or not I'm going to make that purchase. Again, we're currently at the commercial right now. Bears had the drive on that one, and they finished with a field goal. But we will see what the Seahawks offense will do for the first time today here in the first quarter. Braden, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say JB's rooting for Alabama. That is not the case. That is not the case. Not at all. I feel like this is closer to Virginia Tech probably than Alabama. But again, at the commercial right now, and we should be returning soon. All right, so kickoff on the way here for the Bears, and let us see if the Seahawks are going to return this one. Kickoff goes out of bounds, so there will be no return. So the Seahawks will take over first and 10 from their own 25-yard line. We did get a player run over an official out there. I'm sure he doesn't like that. Literally had him run over the official for no reason on that one. You see the fan holding a sign saying, "We need Jimmy G freaking fast." Wow. All right, but here we go. For Gino Smith here, this is an opportunity to go out here and try to solidify the opportunity as a starter. We know that Drew Lock was initially going to get this chance. His chance will come next week. But right now it's on Gino Smith to go out here and perform and try to show the coaching staff that he deserves to be the starter. And right before we even get to play on the way here, there is a penalty. So right off the bat, first offensive play here of the game for the Seahawks. And they're going to be moving back 5 yards here after the false start. We see DK Metcalf out there. Charles Cross is out there. So you see the talent that the Seahawks have at the skill positions. And so if they can just get solid quarterback play, that can go a long way for this team. But let's see, Geno Smith up under center here. Takes the snap. Going to hand it to the back. And Travis Homer, he picks up a good carry on that one of about a good 6 yards. So we got second down coming up. Again, here in the first quarter with 9 minutes and 22 seconds to go. Bears leading this one 3-0 so far in this one. It's no secret the Seahawks, they want to get back to running the ball. That is what Pete Carroll, that's his MO. He wants to get back to running the ball. And so that's going to be the identity of this team this upcoming season. But they still need solid quarterback play. But here we go. Geno Smith takes a snap out of the shotgun and going to throw it to Homer. And Homer is going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. So now we've got third down coming up. 3rd and 5 coming up. Let's see. Braden says, "Can't wait to see you call the Pats Panthers game tomorrow and see your boy Baker Mayfield ball out." That would have been a great one to stream, but tomorrow's actually, I'm not going to be streaming on Friday, and so I will be streaming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after that, but I will not be streaming that game tomorrow. Just a matter of it landing on Friday. I really wish that it was not a Friday game. But I will say this about the Patriots and Panthers. They can't stop fighting each other in practice. Like every time I look, somebody else is added to the injury list, somebody's taking a cheap shot, a brawl breaks out, it's going into the fan section. Those two teams, they have just been going crazy at it. All right, so we've got a Bears player being assisted to the sideline here. Again, 3rd and 5 coming up here. First quarter, 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Seahawks with the football. All right, here we go, shotgun. We've got 3 receivers towards the top of the screen here, 1 tight end towards the bottom, and 1 running back as well. Smith takes the snap. Defense sending four. Smith steps up, throws it across the middle, and oh, he had a man there. Had a man there. It's incomplete though to Swan. But man, that was a good decision there. Ball just did not connect. Yeah, that time you had to get it over to safety and try to drop it in there. And so just off on that one. Fourth down coming up here. Punt unit coming out for the Seattle Seahawks. 4th and 5. Let's see. Lewis says Gino got an arm. And so, yeah, I noticed the same thing here. I remember when he was back at the Jets and stuff like that. When he played at home, he did display. He had a little bit of a streaky streak to him, when he was at home. But on the road, it was like a complete opposite. All right, so after the punt here, we're going to see the second possession of the game for the Bears offensively. And can Justin Fields and the offense get the first touchdown of the game here on this drive? We'll find out when we come back from the commercial. But again, on that drive right there for the Seahawks, it was a very quick drive right there. Gino Smith was one of two passing the ball for 4 yards out there, while Travis Homer, he had a one carry for 6 yards, and he had a reception for 4 yards as well. And again, we're currently right now at the commercial. Carmichael, what's good with you? What's good with you? How's it going? So we got Carmichael here on the stream here, and so, but yeah, how's it going, Carmichael? Again, this is the first game of week 2 of the preseason, so Bears and the Seahawks here, it's a good chance to really evaluate how these offenses look, because that's what we're really looking at for this game here. We know the defense is their situation here. We really want to see how both teams' offenses are looking at this point right now, and to try to build some chemistry out there. That's going to go a long way throughout the start leading up to the season. But again, still currently at the commercial, and the Bears lead right now 3-0 over the Seahawks. Let's see, Carmichael says, going good. The first day of high school was okay. Just got a football practice and your legs hurting. So, oh yeah, that football practice, that is something else for sure. Something else for sure. But best of luck out there for sure this upcoming season. And so just make sure you enjoy it. Just make sure you enjoy, each and every season. Make sure that you enjoy the process leading up to the season, throughout the season, all of that. Let's see. Braden says, your mic is echoing. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, let me know that this fixed it. Is the mic any better now? Let me know. Meanwhile, for the Bears, see, quarterback up under center here is no longer Justin Fields. And they hand it to the back, and he's going to pick up 2 yards on the carry. Let's see, Lewis says, good looking score. And so, yeah, Lewis wants this to be a low scoring game. Lewis says he hears that too. But yeah, let me know, guys, if my mic is better now. Lewis says, there you go. Bet. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Again, we're here in the first quarter with 8 minutes left to go in the first. Bears leading 3-0 over the Seahawks right now. Bears with the football. Going to line up in the shotgun. They made the switch at quarterback here. You got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. I'm sorry, in the shotgun. Going to take the snap here. Hands it to the back. Cuts up the middle. And he's going to pick up about 2 yards on that one. That's going to bring us to 3rd and 6 right now. So 3rd down here. Let's see if they can convert and get the first. With 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Again, Bears leading this one 3-0. This is their second offensive drive of the game. Let's see, Braden says, sounds good now. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, they're going to line up in the shotgun again. Will the Seahawks bring pressure? They send forward. They're going to hand it to the back, and he manages to get the first down there. So great carry on that one. Ebner got the first down on the carry, picked up 8 yards on that carry, and a first down. And that is Trevor Siemian in there at quarterback on this drive here for the Bears. So Justin Fields, they just had him out there for one drive. You know, they saw some things. They saw enough to make them feel comfortable. But now we got Trevor Siemian, who last year was with the Saints last season. And so he got in for a couple games last season here. But a pretty solid backup quarterback. All right, going to take the snap, hand it to the left side. And so finds a way to keep his balance and falls forward and picks up about 2-3 yards on the carry. Again, 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go still here in the first quarter. Bears up 3-0 over the Seahawks here. Let's see. Carmichael says Kenny Pickett is now the second quarterback. And so, yeah, I wonder how Mason Rudolph feels about that. Let's see. Braden says, who do you think starts at quarterback week 1 for the Seahawks? Honestly, I feel like for week 1 of the Seahawks, if I had to pick who's going to be starting, I would probably lean towards I would probably say you can go with Gino Smith because you can always make this change throughout the season from Gino Smith to Drew Lock. That's an easier transition. Just be like we're going with the guy who we had last year and stuff like that as opposed to going from Drew Lock to Gino Smith. So I think Gino starts it for a couple games and then Drew Lock takes over at some point. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Lewis says Ebner was a good pickup from Baylor. Carmichael says, I hope Gino starts, but it's probably going to be Drew. I feel like this would have been a big opportunity for Drew Lock in this particular game right here. But Gino certainly has the opportunity to secure things here. But if he goes out here and doesn't do much, then it opens the door for Drew Lock to take control next week. So it's all on Gino's performance tonight, basically. Old man, what's good with you? What's good with you? How's it going? How is it going? I know you've been pretty busy on Twitter, but how's it going? And so Lewis says Drew Lock. All right, but here we go, guys. Shotgun formation for the Bears here. Trevor Siemian in there at quarterback. 3 receivers on the play. Going to take the snap. Seahawks sending for Siemian over the middle. And it is completed there by the tight end. He falls forward and picks up a total of 16 yards and a first down on the play. So now the Bears are looking at 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. So far in this drive, 5 plays, 26 yards in terms of and about 3 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock. Here in the first quarter with 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go. I'm sorry, with 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the first. Again, Bears with the lead, up 3-0, and the football. They're going to put a receiver in motion here out of the shotgun. Siemian takes a snap, throws it to the receiver, incomplete. Second down coming up, 2nd and 10. Again from the Bears' 47-yard line. Let's see, old man says he thinks Smith will start by week 4. Lock takes over. All right, so we're both thinking similar in that regard because I was initially thinking that by week 4, I think the Seahawks will have to make that change to Drew Lock for sure if he's not the starter already at the start of the season. All right, here we go, guys. 2nd and 10. Siemian up under center, takes a snap, hands it to the back, makes one guy miss. And he's tripped up, got back to the line of scrimmage there. So we got 3rd and 10 coming up. And these are the situations where you really want to see how they're going to look on 3rd and long in these situations. Got to be able to start converting on some of these. All right, let's see. Braden says, I think Locke will start, but Gino will start some games as well. All right, here we go, guys. 3rd and 10. Lined up in a shotgun. Takes a snap. Seahawks are sending 4. Siemian on the move. Feels the pressure. Flings it to the back, and the back makes the catch. All of that for a pickup of half a yard, but there is a penalty right now. So let's see the penalty. All right, so holding on the offense, they're going to go ahead and decline that. No need to accept that. Just go ahead and decline that one. 4th down coming up, 4th and 9. And so what started off with a little bit of promise in that drive seems to stall out now, so they'll have to bring out the punt team. All right, let's see. Old man says, you already know, got bad news though. They canceled your appointment for therapy. Oh man, hate to hear that. You say you might not be able to get one until late September. And so, man, I'm sorry to hear that, old man. Sorry to hear that. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they punt the ball here on 4th down. See if we get a return here by the Seahawks. He catches at the 10. He is at the 15, goes out of bounds at the 15, and that is where they're going to take over here, 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line for the Seahawks here. So let's see, can Gino Smith, we were just talking about him, can Gino Smith go out here and actually lead this offense on a scoring drive? I want to see him go out here and take this job. If he's going to be the week 1 starter for the Seahawks, I need him to show me something here on this drive here. That's what I need from Gino Smith. Show me something here in this game that makes me feel confident, like, okay, you're the guy. Separate yourself from Drew Lock here. This is an opportunity. All right, let's see. Lewis says, Drew Lock and Trevor Siemian, 2 former Broncos. You know what? That's a good fact to point out right there. Good fact to point out. Carmichael says, we almost 1,000 kids in high school. And so, oh, man, y'all deep, I see. Very deep. Lewis says, good luck, old man. Old man says, but on good news, Patriots play tomorrow, and you got under for the first 2 years on. Okay, bet. So you got to check for 200 today. So, oh, bet. That's what's up. That's what's up. That is what's up. And so old man says, thanks, Lewis. Lewis says, holding on the offense, nothing new. I hear you. Again, right now we're currently at the commercial, so right now we're not missing anything, but now is a good time if you're just tuning in to make sure you press that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I mean, hey, I will not be streaming tomorrow, although as much as I would like to. I'm pretty busy on Fridays and stuff like that, so I will not be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I've already got the stream set up, so definitely make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you will be notified of those specific games on that one. All right, let's see. Old man says that he feels bad for Justin. If the Bears cared, they would trade Waycross to New England for 2023 second. That's right, 2023 second and Myers. I like that. Lewis says Gino in this offense, a good test for the Bears defense. And so that's how Lewis sees it. Carmichael says the Bears are looking for at least a first-round pick and something else. We'll see how this plays out, but I mean, he's been their leading tackler for like the last, I think, like 4 seasons, and so he's definitely, they know the value that he brings right now. But honestly, he wants to go. He wants to be paid, wants to be somewhere competitive. I can't blame the man, honestly. But tell me this, guys, who do you think is going to win more games this upcoming season? Will it be the Seattle Seahawks or will it be the Chicago Bears? Let me know in the comment section, which team are you more confident in winning more games? Matter of fact, if you want to tell me how many you got both of these teams winning, let me know here in the comment section as well, guys. But let me know, who do you got winning more games between these two teams? All right, here we go. Gino Smith up under center. One back in the backfield here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Gino directing traffic here. Takes the snap from up under center. Play fake. Gino bootlegging. Looking. Feels the pressure. Threw that one away before taking a hit. Second down coming up. I need to see more from Gino Smith right now. I'm rooting for Gino to win this job here, but I need to see more from him. This the old man says, fine, 2024 first, 2023 second, and Myers. Carmichael says Calvin Austin is injured. And so, no, not Calvin Austin, man. That's unfortunate right there. Let's see, Lewis says, man, I'd rather not. All right, here we go, guys. 2nd and 10 right now. Again, first quarter with 4 minutes and 21 seconds to go. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back on the play. Gino Smith in a shotgun. Takes the snap here. Bears sending 4. Going to hand it to the back on the draw. And he's going to pick up 7 yards on the carry there. That was Homer again, getting all the bulk of the carries here in the first quarter. So now we've got 3rd and 3 coming up. 3rd and 3 coming up here from the Seattle 21-yard line. So can the Seahawks keep this one going? These are the kind of plays you got to make if you're Geno Smith. You've got to be able to extend drives here. Geno takes the shot out of the snap out of the shotgun there, but the ball was deflected. So ball was deflected there. 4th down coming up here. So once again, the offense stalls on this one, and they're gonna have to punt the ball here. If you're Geno, you can't let this keep happening the rest of the way here, especially right now. Like you just cannot do that. This is an opportunity. We all know that the Bears, they've been known for their defense. They invested a lot in their defense this season. So a great test for Gino Smith. And right now, he's not coming up with an answer for it. All right, so we got fourth down coming up here. Seahawks going to punt the ball. Let's see if we get a return here by the Bears. Caught it at the 19. On his feet at the 30. 35, 40. Will he take it all the way? Still running before he's pushed out of bounds at the Seahawks 33-yard line. So how about that? Something special about special teams on that play. Will this ignite the offense here and lead to a touchdown this drive? We'll find out. But great field position to start off. Already in Seattle territory at the 33-yard line. That's the old man says. Seattle because they have the better head coach and all-around team. So old man believes that the Seahawks will win more games because of Pete Carroll making the difference there and the better all-around team. Let's see. Carmichael says, the Seattle Seahawks you feel can win 4 to 6 games, while the Bears you can see winning 0 to 5 games. He said he can see the Bears going winless. I hear you, Carmichael. Let's see. Old man says Seahawks go 7 and 10 or 8 and 9, and the Bears go 4 and 13 and 5 or 5 and 12. Meanwhile, speaking of the Bears, take the snap out of the shotgun, hands it to the back, and the back picks up about 2 yards on the play. Let's see. Lewis says he agrees with old man, and Lewis says Jones Jr. All right, here we go, guys. 2nd and 8 right now, coming up. Again, still in the first quarter here. About 3 minutes to go. And of course, Felix Jones Jr., the receiver out of Tennessee. All right, Bears take the snap up under center. Going to hand it to the back, up the middle, and he forces his way forward there. A nice pickup there. Picked up 11 yards on the carry and a first down here. Now we're at the 20-yard line of Seattle right now with a 1st and 10 to work with here. So thanks to the great punt return here, the Bears, they're already smelling that red zone. But can they cap it off in the end zone? That's what's going to matter. That's what's going to matter. Carmichael says that he does not like the Bears. Let's see. Old man says, dang, JB, people take Twitter too seriously. That they do. That they do. I promise that they do. Let's see. Bears hand the ball up the middle. I'm seeing some great power here on this one by Evans. Off the right guard there, picked up 6 yards on the play. So now we got 2nd and 6 here at the Seahawks 14-yard line. Again, the Bears are already up 3-0 in this one, but they're not thinking field goal. They're thinking touchdown. That's what they want to see. They want to see some touchdowns. And so let's see. Old man says way too. You say don't know what phone, why your phone puts that up there. And so I got you. I figured that had to be, your phone messing with you again. All right, here we go. This time they're going to go 5 wide here. Throws it to the receiver. That's going to be enough for the first down. So here we go. So now we got 1st and goal from the Seattle 9-yard line here. So just 9 yards away. Will the Bears be able to punch into the end zone here? Or will the Seahawks defense clamp down here? Again, first quarter with about 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. But yeah, guys, tell me I'm not the only one that notices that ESPN has Monday Night Football at the bottom of the ticker next to the Bears up here. Tell me I'm not the only one that notices that. I'm thinking to myself, it is definitely not Monday. But here we go, guys. 4 receivers, 1 tight end. Seahawks, they send 5. Siemian throws it quickly. Receiver, nice move. And he's going to be about 1.5 yards to 2 yards shy of the end zone there. I thought he had a chance to get there, but it's going to be 2nd and 2 coming up here. So just 2 yards away from the end zone here. Pretty sure the Bears are going to want to try to punch this one in on the ground, but let's see what they call. But excellent catch there, and I like the move he made after the catch there. It did help them get a little closer. Every single yard matters. Let's see. Lewis says, Bears on the move. Carmichael said, did you see Dawson Knox, brothers Dotton? So, yeah, I did see that. And so very unfortunate there. Very unfortunate. All right, but we are at the end of the first quarter, guys. So at the end of the first quarter right now, the Bears lead this one 3-0, and they're about 2 yards away from getting into the end zone. When we come back, they'll be facing 2nd and 2. So far in this drive, 5 plays, 31 yards, and about 3 minutes and 27 seconds in terms of time of possession off the clock so far. Let's see. Old man says, "Yeah, I thought I." Old man says he thought he smoked too much. He said he's glad it's not the only one that's seen that. And so, yeah, I glanced and I seen at the bottom of the ticker. I was like, Monday Night Football. I'm like, what? I'm like, wow, ESPN. Like, y'all really just stuck it up there, and y'all expect us not to notice? Like, really? That is crazy. That is crazy. But again, we just reached the end of the first quarter right now. So if you're just tuning in, you haven't missed anything lately. We're right now at the goal line. 2nd and 2 is what the Bears are facing. So 2 yards away from getting into the end zone. And they're leading right now 3-0 so far in this one. Justin Fields, we saw him the first drive out there. Justin Fields, he looked pretty good out there. He did. He was 5 of 7 passing the ball for 39 yards there. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Wasn't sacked. And after that, Trevor Siemian, he's been taking over since then. And he is 4 of 5 passing the football for 29 yards so far passing today. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks through the air, Gino Smith, 1 of 4 passing the ball. I mean, if he keeps looking like this, then he'll lose the job tonight if he keeps looking like this. But 1 of 4 passing the ball for just 4 yards so far in this one, so no impact at all in the first quarter. None. Meanwhile, for the Chicago Bears on the ground, as a team, 10 carries for 37 yards. You've got Trester Ebner. He's got 5 carries for 10 yards so far in this one. Darian Evans, he's got you 3 carries for 19 yards so far in this one. And Khalil Herbert, he had you 1 carry for 7 yards so far today. Meanwhile, for Seattle, Travis Homer, just 2 carries, 13 yards. And that is the only time they've ran the ball here for the Seahawks. Again, Seahawks have not had the ball very long offensively at all. And so they're like a car that needs a jump start right now. And they are not getting that jump start so far. So we will see if at some point they do get that jump start. But right now, they are not moving the ball at all offensively. Let's see. Black Medicine, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say Justin Fields and Monday Night Football? Shake my head. They really snuck that up there. Like, it was bothering me the whole time that they just had it up there and they refused to correct it. Like, really, Monday Night Football? You're not about to tell me that the week just started over and we just skipped the weekend. That's not happening. So, let's see. Lewis says, Seattle ready for their first game versus the Broncos. It'll be on Monday. And so, yep. And since it'll be on Monday, you guys already know that means that will be a regular season game that I will be streaming there. And so, it'll be nice to see Russ versus his old team out there. All right, but here we go, guys. 2nd and goal. Siemian with the play fake. Going to throw it to the fullback, who makes the reception and powers in for the touchdown. So how about that? Siemian and the offense, they get it in there for the touchdown. And so the Bears are now up 9-0 here. And that is Jake Tongues with the 2-yard reception there. So how about that? The fullback for the Bears with that. And so that time, everybody was thinking run. I cannot blame them. The scouting report would tell you that it probably was going to be a run play. So everybody bought in for the run, which allowed the fullback to get enough to get into the end zone. On that drive, 6 plays, 33 yards for about 3 minutes and 33 seconds in terms of time of possession on that drive. Extra point is up and extra point is good. Let's not forget, though, that drive all started off thanks to a tremendous return that took the ball all the way to the 33-yard line of the Seahawks. So, therefore, they started off the drive with excellent field position, and the offense took care of business the rest of the way. It does help when your special teams or defense puts you in a great position, but being able to capitalize and still take advantage of it, that's what you want to see right now if you're the Bears. Again, Trevor Siemian is the quarterback in for the Bears. Let's see, old man says, JB, have you been keeping track on the Patriots and Panthers practices? And so you may have noticed that I've been paying extra attention because of the amount of injuries that I'm seeing between the practices and all the brawls and stuff like that, players getting ejected and stuff like that. I mean, these two teams generally just don't like each other. And so you can feel that. Like, even though we only faced maybe in the Super Bowl, maybe some carryover from that like many years ago. But I mean, these two teams, they don't like each other at all. And that's pretty obvious. So I've been paying attention to some of the practice stuff that I've been seeing from the Patriots and Panthers. And so Lewis likes what he saw from his Bears. Carmichael said Najee might get to play this week. Bet. All right, so the kickoff will not be returned. So Seattle's going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. And so I mean, Gino has got to get it going now, and it's got to happen now because I mean, the second quarter is critical here because by the third quarter, you already know other teams going to be making their substitution in terms of bringing in more backups for the Bears, and so if you're Geno Smith, this has got to be your quarter here. You've got to find some way to ignite some type of fire here. But look at the difference in the plays offensively. The Bears were 23 and the Seahawks with just 6. You're not going to win a quarterback job like that. I mean, you're just not going to do it. All right, Smith up under center here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Smith takes a snap here, going to hand it to the back. And so Homer bounces around. Oh, look at that. Still on his feet here. He's still running. Look at that. Somehow he found a way to take it to the Bears territory. Shoved out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. How about that? Wow. Talk about a jump start. That's exactly what the offense needed on that play. That time he tried to go off the left guard there. There was nothing there. Cut back, made a couple guys miss, and after that, it was just speed the rest of the way. But that was a nice hurdle and everything on that one. I love that play. Love it. All right, here we go. So 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. 1 back in the backfield here. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. 1 receiver goes in motion. Geno Smith takes a snap. Going to hand it to the back off the left side, and he's going to pick up about a yard. That was Dallas on the carry. Up, it looks like we do have a lineman down for the Seahawks right now. So that's, or is it the Bears? Actually, there's 2 guys down right now. 1 for the Seahawks and 1 for the Bears. Oh, man. Looks like they're in a lot of pain down there. Wow. So I did not exactly see what particularly took place on that particular play, but man, it looks pretty bad by how they're down there in pain, but hopefully, really hoping it's not as bad as it looks right now. But of course, don't want to speculate too much here. We're currently at the commercial. All right, let's see. Old man says, yeah, in my opinion, I wouldn't start any starters. Don't need them to take any cheap shots. And the moment the old man says that, Lewis says, uh-oh, injuries. And so, yeah, I mean, you hate to see that. You got a guy on both teams there. So I'm curious as to what exactly happened there. But judging by their body language, that does not look good. Let's see. Old man says, hopefully both guys are okay. Yeah, definitely hoping that both guys are okay. Definitely hoping that. Definitely hoping that. But right now, we're currently at the commercial right now. We'll figure out what exactly is going on, but hopefully we see these guys get up on their own power and that they're able to walk. Even if assisted, that they're able to get off on their own power, that would be good. But hoping for the best right now. And that's always a risk that happens this time of the year in the preseason or even in the regular season, just period, when you play football at that level. The risk of injuries, I mean, that's the part of the game that you don't like to see, but you're always hoping for the best. All right, and again, we are currently right now at the commercial. But the score right now, Bears 10, Seahawks 0, but the Seahawks with the football right now facing 2nd and 8 from the Bears 40-yard line. Their best drive so far of the game, even though just 2 plays for 35 yards so far. Oh no, they've got the cart out there. You see all the Seahawks players out there. All right, so we do see the Bears linebacker. He's on the sideline, so positive news there for him that he's, walking and stuff. But they've got the stretcher out there for Lewis right now. Oh, man. Meanwhile, we're back at the commercial now. Let's see. Carmichael says Cameron Hayward got kicked by a soccer ball in the nuts from Mika Fitzpatrick at a family game. And let's see. Old man says JB Mills has been killing it as cornerback 1 for New England. Nothing but great news on him. We're really going to be relying on him. How does Sean Wade been looking so far throughout camp? I'm very curious about Sean Wade and how he's been looking out there. But that is great news. As the old man says, dang, yeah, it doesn't look good. Hopefully yeah, hopefully it just looks worse than it is. But honestly, that looks pretty bad. That looks pretty bad from what we are able to see there. But we'll wait to hear the official word on that one. But again, thanks to the injuries here, we're back at the timeout again. Lewis says that sucks, man. Preseason injuries, and so yeah, from preseason injuries to camp injuries to all of that part. Those parts really suck. And so, sometime before the season even gets started, you end up losing guys, whether it's for the season or however it works out. It's just you don't like to see it at all. But hoping that it's not as bad as it looks right now. But again, for the rest of the week, I will be streaming. Let's see, Saturday I will be streaming. I think it's going to be the Chiefs and Washington Commanders. So I think those two teams play Saturday about 4 p.m. Eastern time, and so I will be streaming that on Saturday. Sunday's game, I'll be streaming the one that comes on at 8 o'clock. I'm trying to remember which one that one is on Sunday. So, but yeah, quite a good amount of games to watch over the weekend. Yes, Sunday I will be streaming the Baltimore Ravens versus the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday, and then Monday I'll also be streaming the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Jets. All right, let's see. Old man says Sean Wade's been actually good with both of the cornerbacks being out for the season. He has a chance to be on the roster, and so I really hope that he's able to make an impact. All right, but here we go, guys. So now we're returning back from the injuries here. Definitely wishing the best to him and hoping that he's going to be okay. Both players that were hurt. But here we go. Smith up under center here. Two receivers on the play. Going to take the snap here. Going to hand it to the back. And Dallas gets back to the line of scrimmage there. No gain. So now we've got third down coming up here. 3rd and 8. All right, let's see. Old man says he just needs to work on picking the ball off. Other than that, he's been playing aggressive. That's nice. And did have one pick on Sam and 2 breakups. Meanwhile, Smith completes the pass. However, they pick up about 5 yards on the play. So they're going to be about a good 3 yards shy of getting the first down here. Let's see if they opt to go for it on about 4th and 3 right now from the Bears 34-yard line. They're going to call it 4th and a long 2 right now with 13 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Bears leading this one 10-0. If you're Seattle, you got to roll the dice. They're going to take the snap after going 5 wide, completes it to the wide receiver there, and takes it all the way to the 21-yard line. But there is a penalty. There is a penalty. Wipe it away. Just wipe it away. Legal hands to the face there. Offense number 65. So that's going to negate the first down there. They are really hurting Gino Smith right now with that one. He needs all the help he can get. Let's see. Like Medicine says, time to get the you-know-what chant started. Tennis. Lewis says, good Chicago defense. Lewis proud of his defense here. All right, so after the penalty, that is going to change everything here. They're going to go ahead and punt this ball away. So even the big run on that drive was not enough to get the Seahawks some points here. Oh, he touched the ball. How do you do that? How do you do that? Come on, you got to be better aware of where you are right there on the field. Like, that would have been a perfect punt, man. Perfect punt, but his foot was definitely on that line. Yeah, that ball, yeah. Got to be better aware than that. That was a big mistake. Big mistake. Lewis says, yes, punt the ball. Old man says, stupid mistakes. The refs have been going crazy this preseason with the flags. Lewis says, big break for the Bears. All right, here we go, guys. So we're going to be looking at a 1st and 10 here for the Bears. You know, they were able to score a touchdown last time, but last time they had great field position. This time, they'll be taking over from their own 20-yard line. Here we go. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Trevor Siemian up under center. Tight end goes in motion. Siemian takes a snap. Play fake. Bootlegging. He's putting all his speed into it. And he throws the ball away at the very last second there. And overall, it's going to be 2nd and 2 here from their own 20-yard line. All right, let's see. Black Medicine says, I love how the NFL gave us a decent preseason schedule to give the Falcon fans false confidence. Yeah, I mean, I noticed you guys are going to be playing the Jets on Monday, and so I'll be streaming that game there. But yeah, I haven't looked at the remaining opponent there for the Falcons. But it's one way to get your confidence up high, that's for sure. Here we go, guys. 2nd and 10. Siemian up under center. Got a fullback in the backfield. Takes a snap. Going to hand the ball off to the back. Off the left side. Still plowing forward. And nice pickup on that one. Picked up 9 yards there. So now we got 3rd and 1 coming up. Again, 2nd quarter with 12 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Bears leading this one 10-0 currently in this one. And so, I mean, all I can say is that right now, if you're the Bears defense, you're feeling pretty good. Minus that one long run that you gave up. Other than that, everything's been working out great for the Bears defensively. Offensively, though, you're building more and more confidence, although be it with the backups there. But you're feeling confident about how you're seeing the ball move here. They start off in 5 wide, but then they put Ebner in motion. Can line up in the shotgun here. 3rd and 1. Siemian takes a snap, and before we can even do anything, there is another penalty. So now we're looking at 3rd and 6 right now. That's going to back up the offense there. False start, backed them up 5 yards. That was against Coleman on the offensive line. So now we got 3rd and 6 right here. 3rd and 6. All right, let's see. Old man says, I think Falcons found their quarterback of the future. And so I felt that way when they took him and stuff like that in terms of Desmond Ridder. I do believe in him and stuff like that. He was a quarterback that I was like high on in the sense of if he goes to the right place, right situation, that it was going to work out. I thought he should have been the guy that the Seahawks should have went for. But, hey, down there in Atlanta, it can work. All right. Meanwhile, the pass there completed for the 1st down there. They needed about 6 yards, got 7 yards on the catch. So the Bears, they are moving the ball here. Trevor Siemian got this offense rolling. Let's see. Carmichael says he loves the Steelers' preseason schedule. I will say this, Carmichael. If there's anything that has changed in terms of my evaluation and stuff like that, I'll say watching Pickens play out there, I'm definitely growing more and more fond of the kid by the moment. All the things I'm hearing, all the things I'm seeing. So definitely becoming more and more fond of George Pickens for the Steelers. Meanwhile, Siemian threw an incompletion there, trying to throw it short left. Got 2nd and 10 coming up here. 2nd quarter with about 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Let's see. Lewis says, move the chains. Lewis is loving this one. All right, so this time we've got the fullback in the backfield. The fullback was the guy who did catch that touchdown for the Bears last drive. They're going to hand the ball there to the back, Trying to find a hole there, and he's going to be able to manage to pick up a yard or two. That was Ebner off the right guard. Taking it to Chicago, 33-yard line. And now we're faced with 3rd and 8. Can they keep the drive moving still? So far in this drive, 5 plays for 13 yards so far in this drive. Again, Bears leading this one already 10-0. All right, here we go. Shotgun. We've got trips towards the bottom of the formation here. One receiver towards the top here. Siemian takes a snap. It's a high snap. He feels the pressure, and he just has to fling it up there. Now, was that caught? No. The referee says no. Incomplete. I mean, hey, give Trevor Siemian credit on that one. The ball was high, and so as soon as he grabs the ball, he legitimately got to like grab it and throw it at the same time because the defense is already in front of him. So he did the best he could possibly do. And looking at that replay, that is a reception, man. Get this man his catch. That's a reception. I know it's the preseason, so we don't want to challenge in the preseason, but you got to challenge that one. They say it's incomplete, though. Maybe they're seeing a different replay than what I saw. But the Bears got the punt unit out there, so they seem to be content with punting. It took the delay of game. That was a nice catch though. He pinned it against his arm, and then that was a catch. That was a catch, man. I mean, I don't know what these officials are thinking, man, but that was a catch, man. Come on now, come on. This is wild. Oh, so the Bears are gonna punt the ball, man. Come on now. Come on. I hate to see that kind of stuff here. Guys are out here fighting for positions and stuff like that. Come on now. That's one that you gotta throw the challenge flag on that one. I don't care if it's a preseason. That'll be worth the challenge because you know for a fact that would have been overturned and kept the drive moving. You got to give credit where credit's due. Trevor Siemian did one heck of a job on that pass there and a great job by the receiver. All that effort and the referee just ignored it. He just dropped the ball on that play and just didn't care. Just didn't care. Wow. Let's see. Black Medicine says Bryce Young is the only option for us. Let's hope that Mariota muster up the Tennessee Titans ghost of Christmas past. And then Black Medicine says ref is blind. Lewis says that was a catch. Old Man says no, that was a catch. And so yeah, that was a catch, guys. That was a catch. And Bears got robbed on that one. No doubt about that. And so let's see. Lewis says challenge that flag. Or throw that challenge flag. And so Black Medicine says they didn't challenge it. They didn't challenge it. I mean, they took the heart the whole it being just a preseason thing. I don't care if it's a preseason or not. If my guy goes out there and he made the catch, and we look at the replay and we can tell it's a catch, I'm throwing that challenge flag. Like it or not, it's a part of the game for a reason. And so Old Man says he would have challenged it. Bet. Black Medicine says, I understand it's preseason, but geez. And so, nah, you can't let the referees get away with that, not even in the preseason. It's about practicing the habits that are going to transfer to the regular season here. These guys worked hard on that play and stuff like that. We got guys that literally just got injured a couple plays ago. So you cannot act like this game does not mean anything because it does mean something. It may not count towards the regular season record, but this does mean a lot for them. They're going out there putting their bodies on the line, fighting for positions and stuff like that. Guys are fighting for roster spots. They're fighting for money. There's a lot on the line. So if a guy makes a play like that, the least you can do in that situation is take a second look at it. I never thought I'd be vouching in the preseason to see a second look, but that was the deserving of a second look. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, let's see. Lewis says coach forgot the challenge flag in the locker room. Let's see. Old Man says New York should have challenged it themselves. They like doing it in the 2 minutes. And so, yeah, if it was a regular season, guarantee they would have challenged it and stuff like that. But still, there's no reason why you let that go down like that. You shouldn't let that go down like that. Not at all. And let's see. Black Medicine says, Madden must have not let him challenge it after he hit the pause button. Well, if that's the case, you know what? I can see that being the case. But yeah, speaking of Madden, anybody that's currently playing the Madden 23, let me know what new features did they install or what do you like about the game that's different from Madden 22, from Madden 23. Let me know in the comment section, guys. I'm very curious about that. Meanwhile, Gino Smith throws it. It's a screen. And so, oh man, the tight end's running for his dear life back there. He's going to lose about a good 3 yards. He had to make about 5 moves to lose 3 yards on the play. That was Noah Fant with the reception. Geno Smith cannot be. Geno's got to do something. He's got to do something. I'm not the coach, and I'm already ready to put him as the backup at this point. He's not showing me anything at all. Now watch. The moment I say that's going to be the moment that Geno has a long ball or a deep ball or something like that. Here we go. 2nd and 13. Geno takes a snap. Looking. Deep to the left side, has a man, and what I tell you, what a catch right there by the receiver, and the ball goes out at about the 27-yard line of Chicago. So finally, some life to the offense here. I mean, this is becoming tough to watch right now. Geno has got to pick it up. Gee. Here we go. Now we're doing a hurry-up offense. Let's go 5 wide. Seahawks taking a snap here. Geno looking. Going to go deep again to the same side. And, oh, he dropped the ball. Dropped the ball. Come on, Young. You got to catch that. You got to make the play. Got to make the play. My goodness. Let's see. Black Medicine says, Geno the Moose answers. Old Man says, on the next gen, they upgraded the throwing. You can make A-Rod Mahomes type of throws. And so, okay, bet. I got to look at some of the footage of that. And let's see, Lewis says a Gino Smith highlight. Right? He's good for at least one of those a game. All right, Gino's looking. Eludes in the pocket, throws it up there, and incomplete. But there is a flag this time on the play. But it may be on the offense. All right, so holding on the offense there. So more penalties, more mistakes, and continuously moving in the wrong direction. Now, that was the first round pick there in Charles Cross there with the penalty out of Mississippi State. All right, here we go, guys. 2nd and 20. Here in the second quarter with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Gino Smith in there at quarterback. Line up in the shotgun. They're going to go 5 wide. Takes a snap. Bears send it 5. Gino throws it quickly. Incomplete. He was throwing it to Hart, but it was incomplete. So now we've got 3rd and 20 from the Bears' 37-yard line. And so let's see how Seattle goes about playing this one. Are they going to try to call a screenplay or just flat out run the ball? I feel like those are the two likely scenarios that Seattle's going to try to do. Again, second quarter with 8 minutes and 37 seconds to go. Bears up in this one 10-0. Let's see. Lewis says Seahawks offensive lineman looking worse than the Bears line. You know what? You're right. Meanwhile, Smith takes a snap there. I called it a screen. I called it. Nobody should be surprised by that at all. Call the screen there. Get in field goal position. The ball seems to be out now. I don't know when it came out. But good luck getting to the bottom of that pile right now for the football. Oh, there goes the football right there. And so 4th down coming up. Again, second quarter with about 8 minutes left to go. Bears up 10-0 right now over the Seahawks. Let's see, old man says, but defense is kind of horrible, and you better have speed and height on your receivers. Let's see, Black Medicine says, that's the type of pass I used to be able to make to Julio online. Back in the Matt Ryan and Julio Jones days. Let's see, old man says, refs like throwing flags, but at the same time says a catch isn't a catch. Meanwhile, the Seahawks going for the field goal, and they missed a 47-yard field goal attempt. This is not a team that can afford to leave points on the table. And they end up missing the kick right there. That was Myers there. And so if this is any indication of what they expect this regular season, then avoid him if you have fantasy leagues with kickers. But not the way you want things to go right now if you are a Seahawks fan here. You're missing field goals here. I mean, Gino had the one big completion, but you take that away, it was nothing impressive outside of that. I mean, right now, this Seahawks offense, they are struggling to find themselves right now. Of course, it's just a preseason there, but Geno Smith, he's fighting for that starting quarterback job, and right now, 5 of 10, passing for 55 yards right now. I'm going to need to see a little bit more. All right, let's see. Lewis says, dude punched out that ball Peanut Tillman style. And so good old Tillman. Good old Tillman. Let's see, Black Medicine says, Mob, what system you on? And so Lewis says, oh no, no good. And so old man says he's rocking the PlayStation. Rocking the PlayStation. Okay, bet. Is there anybody in the chat that's rocking the Xbox Series X? Let me know. Is there anybody in the chat that's got the Xbox? Got a feeling most people are PlayStation. But again, we're currently at the commercial right now. After the missed field goal attempt by the Seahawks here, the Bears are leading right now 10-0. And they'll be getting the football here, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line here in the second quarter with about 7 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the second quarter. Let's see. Black Medicine says, good, I thought you had a trash box for a minute. Black Medicine says he's got the PS4, PS5. And again, stood at the commercial right now. Meanwhile, while we have a minute, let me see how many thumbs up we've got so far. Let's see. Black Medicine says, JB, how is the Trash Box Series X holding up? Well, at least our system is available to the public, a lot more available, and we don't try to hide half our games, so that way we can up the price about a good $600. Let's see. Old man says, "Nah, I haven't had one in 6 years. When Xbox canceled your pre-order Madden and then locked your account out." What? They did you like that, old man? Wow, I got a feeling you got a lot of enemies, old man, because like that is just wow. I've never heard of something like that. That is wild. That is insane. I want to hear more about that, old man. But here we go for the Bears. Fresh off the Seahawks missed field goal attempt. Siemian throws the ball quickly, and the ball was dropped by the wide receiver. The ball was there, but Newsome dropped the pass. 2nd and 10 coming up here. So 2nd and 10 coming up here from the Chicago 37-yard line. And so Black Medicine says, what? Lewis says, I'm still playing Tecmo Bowl. Lewis with the jokes. But here we go. Shotgun formation here. Quick pass to the receiver. And Jones falls forward, picks up 4 yards on the play. I love the potential that Jones comes with. He was one of those guys that I was like, you know what? Definitely he was underrated in terms of his evaluation and stuff like that. Probably because, playing at Tennessee and what they've been the last couple of years. But Jones Jr., he comes with a good amount of potential, and I really like him here for this Bears team. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for him, and he's going to become a big staple for this offense as time goes on. All right, here we go, guys. 3rd and 6 right now. We've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Again, 2nd quarter with 6 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Out of the shotgun. Going to take the snap, going to hand it to the back up the middle, and he's going to be about a yard shy of getting to the first, it looks like. So now we got 4th and 1 coming up here at the Bears' own 46-yard line. Here in the 2nd quarter with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the 2nd. 4th and 1. And so old man says, yeah, so that's what got him to switch to the PlayStation. And so you know what, old man, I'm an Xbox guy, but if that would have happened to me, I would have switched as well. Black Medicine says, go for it. All right, here we go, guys, with the punt unit out there. Punt's on the way. Fair catch symboled. Caught at the 16-yard line. So the Seahawks will take over offensively once again with 2 minutes here in the 2nd quarter with 5 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. And let's see, can this be the drive where they get some points? Last time they got in the field goal range, they missed the field goal, but this time can they get something? I don't care, field goal, whatever. Can they get some type of points? Let's see, Lewis says, it's the only game I can run over teams with Walter Payton. You know what, Lewis? I can't blame you there. Let's see, the old man says, yeah, I pre-ordered Madden, and a week before Madden came out, you got an email saying it was canceled. How can you cancel a pre-order? And you say, so when you tried to get it resolved, the next day your account got locked and they couldn't do anything? Wow. Meanwhile, the Seahawks hand the ball off to Dallas, and Dallas picks up about a good 7 to 8 yards on the carry there. So now we're going to have 2nd and 3 coming up. Again, 2nd quarter with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here before the half. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Oh, man, that is the craziest story ever, though. That's the craziest story to have already pre-ordered, and then they just basically renege on the pre-order. That's wild. All right, so they hand the ball up the middle there to the back, and he's about a yard shy of first. So now we got 3rd and 1 coming up here from the Seahawks' own 26-yard line here, and based upon how they've been play calling today, would not be surprised they just go ahead, run the ball, and if they don't get it that time, you got to sort of go for it, even though you're from your own 26. But look at that. They did a quarterback sneak. Whatever it takes to move the ball here. Quarterback sneak, but they snapped it so fast that they may have penalized themselves here. False start on the offense. They are doing everything wrong today. This is not what you want. This is another penalty against their first-round pick, Charles Cross, here. So he's having a couple of these penalties right here. And, I mean, come on, big man. You got to do right now. You got to do right. This offense is struggling right now to move the ball. Well, here we go. 3rd and 5. Gino out of the shotgun. Got to extend the drives here. Takes the snap. Gonna throw it to the back at the backfield. He gets the first and still running at the 40, 45, 50. There's nothing like those cheap passing yards where you just throw it to the back and the back cuts it upfield and makes it do what it do. So great job there by Dallas, picking up nearly 30 yards on that reception. That's going to help Gino's numbers out tremendously. Let's see, old man says, the guy told me it was my bank account when I didn't have a bank account linked to the account or system. You say you used the gift card, so I don't. Oh, man, that is awful, old man. That is awful. And you said that happened 6 years ago? Oh, man, that is awful. All right, so meanwhile, Swain there with the 6-yard reception for the Seahawks. And so now we're looking at 2nd and 4 at the Bears' 43-yard line right now. Again, they trail right now 10-0, but if they can just come away with a score right now, it'll be a one-possession game. 4 minutes left to go here before the half. Going to line up with 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Gino up under center here. Play fake, trips. What did we do? What in the world? Are you serious? Bruh. I can't make you win this job. What are you doing? All right, this is getting ridiculous to watch at this point here. I mean, this is just straight comical at this point. You find a way to trip over the back's foot. It wasn't the offensive lineman or something like that. It's the back. Move out of his way, Gino. My goodness, man, this is bad. Drew Lock may have won this competition just by not suiting up today, because Gino is just not looking all that great. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just not seeing it right now. Here we go, 3rd and 13. Smith takes a snap, looking, throws it across the middle. Incomplete. So now we got 4th down coming up here. Ah, man. My man couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat right now. This is just bad. Now we got 4th and 13 here, and once again, the punter's coming out. Wow. Let's see, Lewis says horrible, but he's liking it. He said he's liking it. From a Bears perspective, he said he's liking it. All right, so Dixon with the punt here for the Seahawks. And ball bounces, and they're going to take... Oh, okay, so the ball is about at the, say about the 10-yard line. So once again, the Chicago Bears will take over offensively. Lewis says that Gino is handing this position to Locke. He literally is gift wrapping it, putting a bow on it, and shipping it overnight right to him. At this point, Drew Lock can just sit out next week, because at this point, he ain't even got to show me nothing. All he got to do is just not be Gino Smith at this point. That's it. I mean, I'm rooting for Gino to win this quarterback competition. I really am. I want to see him go ahead and get the starting job for the first time since his own lineman with the Jets pretty much broke his jaw and stuff like that. I'm rooting for the kid to get another opportunity, but my goodness, he's making it hard right now to make a case for him. But meanwhile, the Bears hand the ball to the back. He falls forward, picks up about a good 5 yards on the play there. Yeah, when the highlights that they're showing of a quarterback is this man throwing incompletions, throwing the ball out of bounds, ball getting deflected. Come on, man. Ball's behind, guys. Come on, Gino. And just like that, there is a face mask penalty against Seattle Seahawks right there. All right, again, the clock's still running right now. All right, here we go. Shotgun formation. Still Trevor Siemian in there for the Bears at quarterback. Going to hand the ball to the back. Bounce it to the right. Lowers his shoulder. Picks up 2 yards on the play. That was Ebner there with the carry. Takes himself out. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here before the half. Again, both teams with all 3 timeouts. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, Drew Lock is like, I got this job. He's sitting and rapping on the sideline. Well, considering that Drew Lock has COVID and stuff like that, I'm hoping that he's not on the sideline. All right, so that's going to be a 2-minute warning right there. Ebner looks like he's a little shaken on the sideline right now. That's why he called himself out of the game. But yeah, the 2-minute warning here, and the score right now is Bears 10, Seahawks 0. Let's see. Lewis says Ebner limping, no, and so yeah, he's over there limping right now. Hopefully it's nothing. But just to recap so far in this one, though, Chicago Bears, Justin Fields' first drive, he was 5 of 7 passing for 39 yards through the air. No touchdowns, no interceptions, was not sacked on that one. And then you have Trevor Siemian so far, 7 of 12 passing for 42 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it's been all Gino Smith, just 7 of 13 passing for 89 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked one time. It does not look good. It does not look good. All I can say is that on Madden 23, if you see someone playing with the Seahawks, they're probably a diehard Seahawks fan at this point. But since we're currently at the commercial right now, I'll ask you guys this question. Let me know, who do you think is going to end up when the season's all said and done? Which rookie do you think is going to end up winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year award? I know we obviously haven't seen any games, but just projecting, who do you guys project is going to be that Offensive Rookie of the Year this upcoming season? Let me know in the comment section, who do you guys think is going to become the Offensive Rookie of the Year this upcoming season? Let's see, old man says, didn't know that. Well, he's in his room laughing and rapping, calling his family and saying, you see this, guys? I'm about to be QB1. You're right about that. You're right about that. I mean, it is extremely hard to make a case here for Gino right now. It really is. Because the Seahawks, they got to see him a couple games last year when Russ was hurt and stuff like that. Wasn't that impressive then. This offseason, getting a lot more reps, still not impressive. It's not like he's a rookie or something like that. We know who Geno Smith is at this point. And so, yeah. And then we had the Deshaun Watson suspension. That's right, that was issued out earlier today for 11 games and also a $5 million fine. All right, guys, here we go. Again, second quarter here, 2 minutes to go. Let's see if the Bears can add to their 10-point lead. Siemian with the snap, feels the pressure, throws the screen. It's caught by the back, follows his blocker, bounces it outside, and he's going to be a little short of getting to that first down marker there, but he did go out of bounds. I really want to see DK Metcalf right now just look into the camera and say, Drew Lock, we need you, buddy. Get well, we need you. You can see what's taking place right now. We need you. That would be so savage if he did that. Let's see. Lewis is laughing. Let's see. Old man says Cole Strange. If Cole Strange found a way to get the Offensive Rookie of the Year, there's a lot of rookies that failed this season. But that looks to me like, it looked to me like I thought he had enough for the first. But let me see the replay there. Because I glanced up. Let's see. But it looks like the Bears defense got the stop there. I'm sorry, not the Bears defense. It looks like the Seahawks defense got the stop there. All right, so old man says, nah, he got Chris Olave getting the MVP. That would be a nice pick there. That would be a very nice pick there. You know, I'm not going to argue with that. Chris Olave, the Ohio State. You know, I'm not going to argue with that one for sure. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that I'm going to go ahead and go with Kenneth Walker III. I'm going to go with Kenneth Walker III there because, honestly, he's going to have to run the ball there. Seeing how the offense is looking right now, he's going to have a lot of carries and a lot of potential to get some real yards this upcoming season. Old man says, this just tells me not to draft DK or Lockett. Old man, I was hoping that you overlooked that. But we still don't know how Drew Lock would look, though. We still don't know how Drew Lock. I feel like Drew Lock would at least throw it up there and give him a chance. At least give him a chance. But we'll see. But Gino has really turned me off from all Seahawks players that are at the receiver position as well. All right, punt's on the way. Goes to the end zone there, and so the Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. And so let's see. Lewis says Seattle has receivers, but who gonna get the ball to them? You know what, Lewis? What you need is an emergency quarterback. I'm telling you, JB3, put me in. JB3, put me in. The emergency quarterback. I'll do it myself. And so Mike, what's good with you? What's good with you, Mike? How's it going? And so Mike says thumbs up, JB. And so absolutely make sure you guys press the thumbs up. But hey, appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah, make sure you guys press the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel as well. And here we go, shotgun formation here for Gino once again. Gonna take the snap. Bears sitting forward. Gino looking. Gino throws it to the back. Incomplete. No surprise on that one. I feel like with Gino in, the play calling is just so bland. I know it's the preseason, but I feel like it would be the same thing in the regular season. If I'm DK Metcalf on the sideline, I'm not smiling right now. I'm highly concerned. I'm on the phone with Drew Lock being like, look, man, get better. We need you. And just like that, another penalty. Another penalty. My headsets may not make it through the end of this game here. It may not make it. Let's see. Mike says, did not see a thing you were going to be on tonight. And so, oh man, but I'm glad that you checked it out, Mike. Glad that you checked it out. Mike says, is Peterman out yet? No, he's not out just yet. He's not out just yet. Right now, they got Trevor Siemian in there. I expect in the second half, we'll see Nate Peterman get out there at some point. All right, here we go, guys. 2nd and 15 after the penalty here. Shotgun formation. Smith takes the snap. Throws it to the right side, and oh, it's dropped again. It's just dropped again. Just like how Gino is dropping his competition, the receiver dropped the ball. Just like that. Wow, this has just been terrible. Let's see, old man says, I just think Winston going to ball out, and that's right. Having Michael Thomas, Landry, Chris, that's right. Could get one-on-one coverage. Not to mention Alvin Kamara out the backfield as well. So that's a tremendous combination. And we know Chris is being, one-on-one. That is deadly, especially with a guy like Jameis who would just air it out there. I feel you on that one, old man. But here we go, 3rd and 15. Smith takes the snap, feeling the pressure, and they're going to get him for the sack. The offense is always stuck in reverse with this man in there at quarterback right now. This is very disappointing here. If you came here today looking for Gino Smith to come out here and show you that he should be quarterback one, then no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Wow. Let's see. Mike says Fields has literally no playmakers to work with on the roster. Lewis, cover your ears with that one. Let's see. Old man says, if that's the case, my first pick will be JB and DK. Do you know? You guys already know. If I was on the Seahawks there, I'd be throwing it up to DK on every play. On every play. He'd finish the season with 250 targets. I might lead the league in interceptions, but I do pretty decent with the touchdowns too. But yeah, after being 4th and forever, the Seahawks are going to punt the ball here. Let's see if the Bears can get another great return on this one. They're already at the 40. Jumping around there, and he gets knocked out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. He thinks somebody grabbed his face mask. Referees are like, no. Again, just 54 seconds left before the half. Let's see. Mike says, what up, everyone? Mike says that he has never seen Lock play before, you think? And so, oh, really? Never seen Drew Lock play before? Well, I'll say this. Drew Lock, last time I watched Drew Lock actually play had to be probably last year's preseason, to be honest. Probably was last year's preseason. Unless, yeah, I can't remember another time where I actually got to watch him physically go out there and play. But he be doing better than what Gino's doing right now. Meanwhile, the Bears run the ball there off the left side there. And so Evans gets the first down here. Bears call a timeout. And so thanks to that right there. Now they're at the Seahawks 45-yard line here with 46 seconds to go. One timeout. Let's see. Lewis says Gino needs to sit down looking bad. And so he would. But the thing is, though, without Drew Lock, Gino's at least got to be prepared to play, I'd say, at least a good 3 quarters here. I mean, he's going to have maybe just one more quarter, but I don't know what you can do in the third quarter that's going to make up for what you did these first 2 quarters and stuff like that. I mean, it's just looking horrible. Just looking horrible. Let's see. Old man says, how in the F is Peterman still a quarterback in the NFL? That is a question that I feel like I should do a video about because I want to know that myself. I want to know that myself. Siemian takes a snap, throws it, incomplete. Incomplete. And not only that, how is he even on the active roster as well? I really would like to know that because the man, he throws picks so much. Every time I watch Nate Peterman play, I'm just reminded of EJ Manuel in his time in Buffalo. Every time I see Nate Peterman play, I'm reminded of EJ Manuel because both of them will go out there and throw more than a handful of picks if given the opportunity. All right, let's see. Mike says, correct me if I'm wrong, who the Bears got? And so we'll get to that in a second. But meanwhile, Siemian throws the ball, and it is incomplete, 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 incomplete. Lewis says, other than Mooney and Kimmett, they have this kid, Sharp, who's been looking good. And so wasn't Sharp with Atlanta last year, if I'm not mistaken? Wasn't he with Atlanta last year, I think, as a receiver? I think so. If this is the same Sharp, like Taji Sharp or something like that. Let's see. Old man says, Drew is trigger happy, but he will try his hardest on every play. Drew might be what's best for fantasy football, if nothing else. If it's not going to change wins and losses, he might be better for fantasy football purposes to at least give a guy like Metcalf a chance out there. But here we go. Siemian takes a snap again. 3rd and 10. Feels the rush. They got him. They got him. They got him for the sack. And the Seahawks defense says this is not on us right now. And this defense better be prepared to play like this all season long. Because especially if Gino gets the nod somehow. Let's see. Mike says, hey, put some respect on MV Peterman. Mike says, Phil's pass to no name or hand off to nobody. All right, again, 33 seconds here separating us from halftime, so 33 seconds before the half. But that was a big-time sack there by the Seahawks. Now the Bears are going to have to punt the ball here. I fully expect the Seahawks, when they get the ball, just run out the clock and let's go to halftime. Punt's on the way. Fair catch symbol. And, oh, he muffed it. He muffed it. He muffed it. And the Bears, they have it in the end zone. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Man, the Seahawks aren't even trying no more, man. I'm telling you, man, it's like playing Madden and the other person is like 5 years old with the controller in their hands right now. This is bad, man. Wow. And Johnson with the, I mean, it's one thing to muff a punt. It's another thing to do it like that. And so, wow. Wow, man, this is horrible, man. This is horrible. Wow. Is this what we're going to expect from the Seahawks this upcoming season? Guys, I know it's the preseason. I know it's the preseason, but my goodness, give the Seahawks faithful a little something here. Because right now they can use the 12th man literally on the field right now to try to help negate some of this. But this is just bad football. There comes a point where you just look and say, you know what? I don't care if this is the preseason or not. I don't like what I'm seeing right now from the team. Everything from the body language to the play out there to the execution to the play call to everything right now. This cannot be right. Like, wow, they are really, really not trying in this game. Wow. So after this whole strange turn of events right now, the Bears are looking at a point after touchdown attempt here. Extra point is up, and just like that, somehow you go from punting the ball to an extra point. That's just the way today's been going. Wow. 17-0. I may have to reevaluate what I thought of Russell Wilson if this is how bad the Seahawks look right now. But wow. Mike says, what, Raekwon beef? And so Black Medicine says, geez. And so old man said, Bears lowballed him really bad. Mike says, we rooting Bears? Or right now, Mike, right now we're rooting anything but Gino at this point. Lewis says, oh man, my emotions got crossed on that play. Mike says, where Bears fans at? Lewis says, I'll take the 3. Mike says, "Oh man, Seahawks are gonna be a wreck without Russell." It's really looking that way, guys. Like they may end up in position to take C.J. Stroud or either Bryce Young. Honestly, especially if they look like this offensively. Like wow. Let's see. Old man says, "I didn't know N'Keal Harry was on the Seahawks and taking punts." Oh man. Lewis says, "Seahawks making us look good. I thought this game would be the other way around." All right, kickoff on the way into the end zone there. And so, man, I mean, yeah, there's no way you can start Geno Smith after this performance here today. I mean, not putting that last play on him that had nothing to do with him. But if I'm just, I mean, there's no energy. He's bringing no energy to the team right now, none whatsoever. They're not rallying around him. They're not. He's not. It's just not working. It's just not working. I mean, I don't know how worse you can play at the professional level than what he's doing. Let's see. Mike says, "Yeah, Russell might know something." And then Mike says, "Harry is great." No one's ever said that, Mike. All right, here we go, guys. 1st and 10. So Gino going to take the snap here, looking, and throws it to the back. And so Dallas falls down after picking up 8 yards on the play. Most of his yards has come to Dallas so far out of the backfield. In fact, DJ Dallas, he's responsible for 2 catches and 38 yards. So he has 38 of Geno Smith's 98 yards passing so far in this one. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 1. Again, just 13 seconds here. I'm honestly surprised that they're just not running out the clock right now because, quite frankly, do we really believe that Geno's going to give him a chance to score right now? But let's see. This is why you watch the game. Geno takes a snap, throws it again to the back, and that is knocked out of bounds. I mean, where's the creativity in this? I mean, are we just focusing on the backs? What about the receivers that are trying to make a roster spot? We are not targeting receivers, and they're not getting an adequate chance to go out here and make a play. I feel like every time he throws the ball, he's just going to throw it to the back at this point. All right, here we go. Bears got everybody way back. Smith takes a snap here. Throws it across the middle to the back. Back slides on that one. And so, I mean, they had no timeout. That's, you know what? That's a sign of just where the Seahawks are right now. He took a knee literally out. I'm sorry, he slid out there literally. And I was thinking that they had a timeout when they didn't even have a timeout. No awareness, no energy, no heart. I mean, you could not look worse offensively than what the Seahawks looked. I mean, they're barely running plays because they can't sustain drives at this point. It's just an abysmal to watch right now. I mean, if I'm Drew Lock, he's the only winner right now for the Seahawks. Drew Lock is the winner at this point. If I'm Pete Carroll after the game, I'm saying Drew Lock is our quarterback one moving forward in the discussion. We can put that to rest right now. This is bad. This is bad. Meanwhile, if we're talking Geno Smith, though, he's probably catching the Uber home tonight because this is not what I expected at all. I thought he was going to go out there and really try. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Let's see where I am right now in terms of the comment section. Mike says, Envy Peterman, greatest quarterback in preseason history. Lewis says, I have a feeling Peterman gonna ball out in the second half and kill the under, and so hey, that would be impressive if he did. Let's see. Mike says, Boozman out 3 weeks. Panthers season almost over before it started. Mike says, is Drew Lock any good? And so Drew Lock is Drew Lock, his issue is turnovers. His issue is turnovers. If with Drew Lock in there at quarterback, you're probably guaranteed if he plays the entire season, you're probably going to throw anywhere between 15 to 18 interceptions. In addition to that, on the touchdown perspective, you're probably going to have about 22 touchdowns, 22, 23 touchdowns, so maybe about 23 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, 17 interceptions, something like that. He'll probably get you about 3,000 yards passing. That's about what I expect from a Drew Lock type of team. Of course, he was with the Broncos. The Broncos didn't have a DK Metcalf or a Tyler Lockett, so maybe that helps his numbers a little bit, but you're going to have a high amount of turnovers with him. But he's going to throw it up there. It's going to be like a 50-50 ball. He's going to throw it up there. He's going to get a little trigger happy out there. But that's just what you're going to expect from a guy like Drew Lock. Meanwhile, Geno Smith is going to be conservative. You're going to get 3 yards in the cloud of dust here and there. Running back's going to have to break a big one for you to get it. You'll get one big play, maybe one big play per half to the receiver where he just goes out there and makes the play for like a 40, 50, 60-yard touchdown. But other than that, it's going to be just rolling the dice. 6 yards here, 5 yards here, 4 yards here. That's it. That's it. So that's basically my evaluation right there. And let's see, Mike says that the Bears improved their O line. And so, Lewis says that their O line was good in the first half. And so, they made some changes. Whether or not how improved, how much improved, I'm not going to sit here and say that they, just drastically changed things. It's still going to be an issue. But they made some changes. I'll give them that. Mike says the Bears got Pringle. And so, let me look and see the Bears roster real quick. And so 80s, we got 80s here. What's good with your 80s? What's good with you? And you say Drew Lock is better than an emergency quarterback. I thought he was an emergency quarterback. Because if you got him, you're in trouble. But appreciate having old man here on the stream as always. As always. But yeah, Drew Lock has just been awful. Let's see. Lewis says Geno Smith's gonna sit in the corner. Yeah, he needs to. He needs to be in timeout right now. This is bad. This is really bad, really bad. And you know what? Pete Carroll is really going to have to rely a lot on Drew Lock this upcoming season. Because if Drew Lock goes out there and look bad, everybody's going to be wondering, like, hey, you had ample opportunities to try to draft a guy like Malik Willis. You passed on him multiple times, and you were basically set that you had your quarterback of the future on your roster. You already know what Geno Smith was. You didn't just pick him up. You already know. You trade for Drew Lock. You like to say stuff about Drew Lock to make him feel good and stuff like that. So he better hope that Drew Lock goes out there and performs better than we're anticipating. Otherwise, that's on Pete Carroll. That's on Pete Carroll. That is on him. All right, let's see. 80 says that JB loves Gino, and so Gino did me one solid last year in fantasy football. That was it, because Russ sure wasn't throwing Metcalf the ball, but that was about it. 80 says, hey, Mike, how are you doing? Mike says, if Drew Lock's your quarterback, it's an emergency. And so, yes. If he's your quarterback, that means look out. Next year, you're going to be looking to draft a quarterback the following season. But I trust, if I was the head coach personally, I would rather start Drew Lock for an entire season than start Geno Smith, because Geno Smith doesn't have that potential in him to make the big play more than maybe one time out the game. Now, I'm rooting for Geno to win it. I want to see him get that opportunity, but I feel like Drew Lock gives you more of the potential for an upside. But getting to that upside is going to be like crawling through an air vent to try to get there. An air vent that's filled with lots of rats and all that stuff. That's what's going to be like. You put Drew Lock into the starting lineup. But you can only hope that since he's got better talent around him at the playmaker position here in Seattle, that maybe that might elevate his game. Maybe. That's the only hope you got right now. But this is bad. And so, 80 says, Mike, LOL. Lewis says, JB losing it, Regino performance tonight. Yeah, he's lost it with me. And if he lost it with me, I know Pete Carroll's thinking right now, like, man, I can't rock with him. I can't. This performance right here has completely changed my mind here. And so, Drew Lock, he's got to start. Because ain't nothing he can do next week that's going to be worse than what I'm seeing from Geno Smith right now. The numbers say 10 of 18 for 112 yards. But let's be real. Dumping it to the running back, 8 of those 10 passes right there. Come on, man. Come on. Let's see. 80 says, hey, old man, not much going on. Mike says, Mariota and Falcons, not a good situation. And so, I feel like for the Falcons, Desmond Ridder, the sooner they import him into the starting lineup, the sooner that they can realize that they got a gem. Kind of like last year, you think about the Houston Texans. We assume that, hey, this past draft, they would have been looking for a quarterback, even though they took Davis Mills. But he went in there, and Davis Mills got better. Now, Desmond Ridder, in my opinion, definitely would be better than what Davis Mills is right now, and higher ceiling as well. I liked him. I thought he would have been a great fit for the Seahawks if they would have listened to me and traded for him. But quite frankly, going to Atlanta right now, it's going to be tough, but I feel like he can show them enough if they start him to where they'll feel confident building around him. and all like that, and not having to start all over next year. I do feel like Desmond Ritter is going to be the quarterback of the future for the Atlanta Falcons. I really believe that. As for Marcus Mariota, he's going to go out there, at some point in the season. I expect him to get benched, but he'll get the start early on. He'll get the start early on. Let's see. Lewis says, start Gino if you want a higher draft pick. That may be the strategy. If they go with Gino after this performance, they're telling the Seahawks fans, brace yourself. We're making a run for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Mike says, Jimmy to the Seahawks. And so, hey, save the Seahawks. Save the Seahawks. Do it for the fans. They deserve better than what Gino Smith is giving them. So do it for the Seahawks. They deserve better. Mike says, plan for Rattler. Let's not do that. Lewis says, Drew Lock buying drinks tonight. Let's see. Mike says, Falcons will be a disaster. And so, Falcons are all about building those foundational pieces right now for the future and stuff like that. And obviously, they're going to have some rocky games. We know that. I mean, it's going to be some rocky games, but they're going to have some winnable games. When they play against a team like, Carolina, that's a potentially winnable game there. We'll see how that plays out there. But they can get some wins, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. It won't be a lot, though. They won't be above 500. I promise you that. They won't be above 500. But again, right now, if you're just tuning in, we are at the half right now. The Bears lead right now 17-0 over the Seahawks right now. If you're rooting for the Seahawks, hey, hopefully you covered your eyes in the first half there, and you can only take, just take pride in the fact that this is just a preseason right here. And so come regular season, hopefully, if Drew Lock is the starting quarterback, which I'm anticipating he will be the starting quarterback based upon how Gino's looking right now. But if Drew Lock's your starting quarterback, hopefully he can go out there and provide a spark, because this offense at moments has looked dead out there. Like, it really has not looked that great. But yeah, Mike, I do like the whole Jimmy to the Seahawks idea in principle. And let's see. 80 says JB Radler. That is not it. That is not it. Let's see. Mike says Panthers got Higgins and Terrence Marshall. And so that's something. Let's not forget. That's something right there that they can build off of. For sure. And so let's see. Mike says JB Radler. Who your team? Lewis. And so Lewis is a Bears fan. And so 80 says Jay Bradler. And so let's not get that going. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. No. No. Yeah, let us not do that. And so Lewis says Bears. Mike says Foles still in the league. And so, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we got to see him last week when your team came back in that matchup there against Indianapolis. But yeah, Foles still in there. But yeah, absolutely hate what happens for Dawson Knox's younger brother. Absolutely devastating to see that his brother passed away and stuff like that. That's absolutely devastating there. But yeah, I'll ask you guys this question because we haven't really talked about this topic yet here. So how did you guys feel about Deshaun Watson's suspension now, being 11 games and the fine of $5 million? How do you guys feel about that suspension? Considering all the factors involved, do you guys feel like 11 games was the correct number? How did you guys feel about that? Let me know. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are at the half right now, so we have some time. 80 says, I heard JB and Baker are doing a tennis stream together. And so that is a negative. That is a hard negative right there. Never, never, never. You wouldn't even see me on a Progressive commercial with him. Let's see. Mike says missed Bills game, and so yeah. Hey, it was a good fourth quarter for the Bills. Scoring 17 unanswered in that fourth quarter and winning. I mean, Pop Brown, he's a Colts fan. He was shocked. He was shocked. But yes, again, the next stream that I will be having will take place on Saturday. It'll be the Chiefs versus the Commanders for that matchup. The Chiefs versus the Commanders on Saturday. That will be my next stream. So I will not be streaming tomorrow, despite the fact the Patriots are playing the Panthers. Will not be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be back on Saturday for that matchup of Washington versus Kansas City. I also will be streaming on Sunday to watch the Baltimore Ravens versus the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. And then Monday as well, the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Jets. So basically that means 4 streams in 5 days, which means football's definitely back. Because you guys know I love football. Let's see. 80 says, how long was Tom Brady's suspension? And so Tom's was like 4 games, I believe. 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. Because I believe Jimmy Garoppolo had started like 2 before he had got injured, and then Jacoby Brissett took over. So I think it was like 4. Let's see. Old man says, I think he should have been gone for a year and a half because the NFL suspended Ridley for a year for gambling. And so I understand that, old man, but honestly, at one point I thought it was going to be, but I kept looking at the like how they have things stated and stuff like that. And so they treat Calvin Ridley, because they always talk about integrity of the game. They value integrity of the game way more than they value integrity of a human being and stuff like that. The more about the integrity of the game of football than they do about what Deshaun Watson did and like the whole character stuff. And quite honestly, based upon how the rules are set up, I mean, it would have been tough to really give him a full season and a half and stuff like that. And so I was thinking they were going to give him 12 games. They got 11 games there, and so we'll see how that works out moving forward. All right, but the second half now on the way, and the Seahawks are going to take over from about the 24-yard line. But wait a minute, there is a penalty on the play. Ooh, so Gino Smith night is done. So Pete Carroll said, I seen enough. I seen enough. Let's go ahead and sit him. Let's put someone else in right now. Oh, look at his knee. And so that could explain some things there. But man, this is just, yeah, so on the night, 10 of 18 for 112 yards through the air. All right, so let's see. Let's see. All right, Mike says, greatest preseason game ever and no JB. JB2K. All right, here we go. One back in the backfield here, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Quarterback going to take the snap. You're going to hand it off there to the left side, and that is going to be Homer on the carry, and he picks up 2 yards on the play. Let's see, Lewis says, JB not streaming a Patriots game. And so, yeah, I tend not to stream usually on most Fridays. Usually most Fridays, I'm busy at that time, so I cannot stream on a Friday. And so that is why I would not be streaming. If it was on a Saturday, best believe I would have streamed that game right there. Braden says, on Tuesday, JB will be having a special tennis stream. That is not the case. Let's see, old man says, but saying that, I'm not either him or any of the women. They are the only ones who knows what really happened. That is true. That is true. That is true. That's a fact. Here we go. 1 back in the backfield, 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Going to take the snap, hand it to the back, makes 1 guy miss. And it's going to get brought down. Let's see. 80 says the Golden Boy got 4 games, so he should have gotten 8. And so, well, I mean, 80s. It was just 1 football. It was not like 24 footballs. 80. Come on now. Come on. Let's see. Old man says, I have seen people take advantage of people before, but I have also seen people lie about stuff to get money. And that's a fact. That is a fact right there. I mean, you never want to call someone just an outright liar, especially multiple people. You never want to call them that and stuff like that. So you never really know. Like you said, we weren't there and stuff like that, and so we just know what was presented to us, which really wasn't a lot, just a lot of statements from both sides. So fair point there, fair point there. But we have a suspension now, so once that suspension is served, he'll be there to quarterback for the Browns, and we'll see what the Browns' record looked like at that point. But here we go, guys. 3rd and 18 right now for the Seahawks. Ball thrown high, and it's caught by the receiver there. That was Jacob Eason with the pass there. I did not know that Jacob Eason was on the Seahawks roster, but he completed that one for 7 yards on the play to Fuller. So now we got 4th and 11 coming up, guys. 4th and 11. here in the third quarter with 13 minutes and 8 seconds to go, and the Bears lead 17-0. Let's see. Lewis says Gino with the ice pack. All right, so fair catch is caught right there. So they'll be taking over at the Seahawks 47-yard line. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, Brady got suspended for 4 games. Lewis says Gino probably tripped over a lineman going into the locker room. Either that or maybe it's possible he talked to his agent and his agent said, look, man, there's no way you can outperform what you did in the first half. Just go ahead and, act like your knee hurt. Act like your knee was hurt, that you had an excuse for how you played out there. Mike says, JB got to show the ladies a good Friday date. Leave it to Mike to call me out. But here we go. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield here. Quarterback up under center. Going to take the snap here. Play fake. Looking. Peterman throws. And it is caught by his wide receiver. You guys called for him. Nathan Peterman with the completion comes out and throws a bullet right now. What a pass and what a completion. Tight window, but he fit it in there. He fit it in there. He fit it in there. And so, do my eyes deceive me? We have Shaq here on the stream. What's good with you? What's good with you? How you been? Speaking of Bears, how can we stream the Bears and not see Shaq, guys? How is it going? He has returned. Meanwhile, another completion. Peterman lighting it out here. Wow. Already, Peterman. But there is a penalty here. There is a penalty. Refs doing what refs like to do. But wow, glad to see you here, Shaq. How have you been? Shaq says, hey guys, it's me. Been a while since I hopped on one of the streams and so, but hey, we're always glad to have you. Glad to have you. Let's see, unnecessary roughness right there. So tack on another penalty right now from the Seahawks, and I'm wondering how much have these guys been coached during the camp? I mean, what's going on? Oh yeah, helmet to helmet. Yeah, you can't do that. Can't do that. Can never do that. Preseason, regular season, just can't do it. Let's see. 80 says, how many games was Mr. Kraft suspended for doing the same thing? Hey, as Jerry Jones says, owners are held to a different standard. Meanwhile, Peterman looking. Peterman dishes it to the tight end who falls forward. Is it in the end zone? He's just shy of getting into the end zone. And so let's see. Lewis says Seattle special teams not doing any better. Mike says no worries. Brown got Rosen. He is good, right, JB? Right? Rosen is good. Rosen is not the chosen one. No. But they got Jacoby Brissett and they got a ground game. More importantly, they got the ground game, so they'll have to rely heavily on that ground game. But here we go. Takes the snap there. Easy. The Bears easily walk into the end zone. I don't even know if the Seahawks defensive lineman moved at all on the play. At all. But Evans, he gets to be the recipient of the touchdown. And so the Bears are up 23-0 with the point after touchdown about to come up here. And the Seahawks just really haven't shown up today at all. At all. Let's see. Lewis says Shaq, and then Braden says Shaq is back. That's right. He is back. Meanwhile, extra point attempt. Hold is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. And so the Bears lead 24-0. And a dominating performance right now, preseason or not. This is just pure domination at this point right here. 24-0 over the Seahawks here in the third quarter with 11 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third. So the Bears, they're finding ways to score offensively. They're scoring on special teams. They're making plays defensively. I mean, I would not be surprised if the Bears score off of like pick six or a fumble return at some point during this game. But man, this has really been a one-sided matchup. Let's see. 80 says, Shaq, hey. Old man says, why is Cam Newton to the Browns going crazy on Twitter? I think Cam is done. And so, yeah, that would be insane there, but crazier things have happened. The Browns do not mind spending money. That's for sure. That's for sure. Mike says, yo, Shaq. Shaq said, what's up, guys? And so old man says he isn't signed to the Browns. I'm guessing people want Cam to the Browns. And so Lewis says, Peterman gonna pick my pockets. Mike says, TV going on. Mike says Seahawks trade to get Peterman. And so it's funny you say that, Mike, because I'm literally sitting here thinking, like, you know what? The way Peterman's been playing, I mean, at this point, we're getting desperate if we're Seattle. Ashak says that he's been good. Okay, bet. You say hopefully the Bears at least get a good draft pick this season. I don't think it's likely, but I hope we don't have to trade Roquan. And so hopefully not. Hopefully not. I mean, he's meant so much to the defense. He's been consistent for you guys, leading the team in tackles the last 4 seasons. So hopefully that means that your boy will find a way to, stay with the team. There's a lot of guys that, they have moments where they're not happy, but, hopefully that changes for him. Hopefully. Let's see. Braden says, come on, Seahawks. And so Braden wants to see the Seahawks go in there and do a little something. He says he cannot sit by as a Packers fan and watch the Bears have this much success against anybody. He wants to see the Seahawks pick it up. Let's see. Mike says, what up with Bears? Roquan Smith. And so, yeah, Mike. So Roquan wants to leave and stuff like that. It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins and stuff like that. That's what it all comes down to. And so I've heard some speculation, like what if he went to like the Cowboys and stuff like that, just for example, of potential fits and stuff like that. But I'm hoping that he does stay with the Bears because, quite frankly, Roquan, he's a beast. He's a beast, and they need him. They need him. Let's see. Lewis says Seahawks paying fans to stick around. Mike says, who Bears draft pick this year? And so the Bears, they drafted with their draft picks. Give me 1 second here. I have to remember who the Bears took. I know that they had drafted that guy from Washington at cornerback. I can't remember his name. So I have to look that up and get that to you in a second. But yeah, I'll get back to that one in a second, Mike. All right, meanwhile, the Bears are going to kick things off here, and Seahawks are going to return it at the 10, 15, 20, all the way to about the 24-yard line here. So the Seahawks are going to take over 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. And let's see if Jacob Eason can provide some type of a spark for the offense. And so, all right, so yeah, the Bears, they took Kyler Gordon because the Bears, if I'm not mistaken, they did not have a first-round pick. So they took Kyler Gordon from Washington. They took safety Jaquan Brisker. They took receiver Velus Jones Jr. So those are some of the key draft picks. Plus offensive lineman Braxton Jones. Those are like some of the key ones for the Bears that they drafted. All right, here we go, guys. Eason up under center here. One back in the backfield. 3 receivers, 1 tight end on the play. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap, hands it to the back. Off the left side, Dallas is going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry. So now we got 2nd and 7 coming up here from Seattle 27-yard line. Here in the third quarter, 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. So still plenty of time on the clock right now. But if you're Seattle, forget the scoreboard. I just need to see them go down there and get some points right now. Because the way this is looking, there should be a lot of people nervous after this game about their job and stuff like that. All right, but here we go. Quarterback up under center here. Receiver goes in motion again. And quarterback almost lost the snap. What is going on right now? I mean, everything from Gino Smith tripping, falling flat on his face out there to this type of stuff. What is going on with Seattle? Maybe it's in the water at this point. The Gatorade, whatever. Maybe there's something in that. I don't know. But what I'm seeing right now is just laughably bad right now all around from every unit that the Seahawks have put out there on this field so far. And I've actually been wanting to see a better game from this. But this is just bad. All right, here we go, guys. Shotgun formation here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Jacob takes the snap here. Looking. Throws it. Overthrew his receiver. Incomplete. 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 Nothing new here. Different quarterback, same story here in Seattle. Wow. So 4th down coming up, which means another punt, which this team is all too familiar with. Let's see where I am right now in terms of the comments, though. Let's see. Old man says, JB, hopefully they do. I know a team that needs him bad, New England. And so, hey, if they're willing to do it, sign me up for it. All right, so caught at the 25-yard line on the return, but brought down immediately there. That was Jones, the rookie from Tennessee, that lost a yard on the punt return. And so now the Bears take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Speaking of 24, they lead this one 24-0 here in the third quarter with 9 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the third quarter. And it's been very one-sided so far in this one. Let's see, Ashak says apparently the Bears aren't giving him the money he wants, and he wants a trade, which makes me sad because he is easily our best player right now. Pay the man. I say hashtag pay the man his money. Let's see, Lewis says Ebner running back from Baylor looking good. So Lewis says Ebner running back from Baylor looking good. Let's see, Ashak says Nathan Peter GOAT. He says he's not a man, he's a GOAT. And look at that, a mistake here by the Bears on the snap, but they pick it up and Peterman took a hit. Peterman took a hit on that one. Wow. Wow. I mean, hey, way to get the incompletion and not take the sack, but my man, he paid for it on that one. Preseason or not, you never want to get a hit like that, buddy. But he avoided a mistake on that one, so I will give Peterman props on that one. Peterman looks like he's firing the ball, guys. Has he always had an arm like that? Because I feel like his arm has gotten stronger so far from what I'm seeing from the few passes he's made. Here we go. Peterman up under center. Takes the snap here. Gonna hand it to the back. Back. Off the right side there. Picks up about 2 yards on the carry. And that is Tuggle off the right guard. Third down coming up. 3rd and 8 here at the Chicago 26-yard line. All right, let's see. I'm behind on the comment section for sure, but let me catch up on that. All right, so Lewis says, all right, I already read that one. Let's see. Mike says JB2K call him MV Peterman, aka Primetime Peterman. And so JB did not say that. Now, JB did not say that. Mike says, thanks, JB. Anytime. But here we go, guys. 3rd and 8 right now for the Bears. Going to go 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Seahawks showing pressure right now. Peterman takes a snap, quick pass, caught by the receiver. And he gets to the 30. And oh, they brought him down about 2 yards shy of getting to that first down marker. And so the defense gets the stop on that one. 4th and 2. Bears own 32-yard line. No reason to go for it here. And they're going to have to punt the ball here. And we'll see if the Seahawks can get something moving on the offense. Something. I don't know if they've got another quarterback suited up for this one. But if so, I tell them to start warming up here. Because this has just been the offense for the Seahawks has not existed at all so far in this one. Meanwhile, for the Bears, though, they got a field goal in the first quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns in the second. And then so far in this third quarter, they already got a touchdown. They're up 24-0 right now, but they just punt the ball. Seahawks catch it at the 15. We need a spark on the special teams. And already we have another penalty. I feel like each and every penalty has been against the Seattle Seahawks. And so they're not playing discipline. They're playing with a lot of mistakes right now. It just looks flat out ugly, quite frankly, that they don't even care and they're not even trying. I would have thought that they played no starters whatsoever in this game. But you have to hold on the receiving team there. Let's see, can the Seahawks get something, a field goal or something in this one? Let's see, old man says Kyler Gordon, and so yeah, that was the Bears' first pick there. Let's see, old man says no Bears traded their picks to move up to get Justin Fields. So yeah, Kyler Gordon was their first selection, we should say, but they did not have a first. And so, but yeah, that was their first selection there. And that was a great, I mean, he fits what the Bears want to do defensively. It's just they have some holes offensively that, they may want to address for sure. And so let's see. Adishak says, if I was posed, I wouldn't hesitate to give Roquan the bag. He deserves it. Yeah, he paid a man. Pay the man. Adishak says we drafted Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker in the second rounds. And so that's right. The Bears got defensive in the secondary in the second round. You say we drafted a tackle in the fourth. You forgot his name. And so yeah, that was Braxton Jones. Braxton Jones. And so absolutely. But yeah, I mean, right now, guys, we're currently at the commercial, so we're not missing anything right now. Not missing anything right now. We're at the commercial. But now's a good time. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys press the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. The next game that I will be streaming will be on Saturday, and that's going to be the Chiefs versus the Commanders. I still got to get used to saying Commanders, guys, but the Chiefs versus the Commanders. And so that'll be the next stream there, but I will be streaming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we'll get a 3-day stretch in a row of JB going out there and doing these play-by-play stream, guys. And so hopefully you guys will be able to join me for that one as well. But right now, the Bears dominating this one 24-0. Let's see. Lewis says, JB said, forget the score. Mike says, can Peterman be both teams' quarterback? Isn't that what an emergency quarterback does? And so Ashak says, yeah, Braxton Jones. Mike says Eason is garbage. I think Pop Brown agrees with you, Mike, because he had Jacob Eason last year when the Colts lost to the Rams, and Jacob Eason came in there when Carson Wentz got hurt and just gave the game away the moment he got in there. And let's see, Mike says Buffalo Sports Radio was talking mess on Patriots and your quarterback, and so Hey, everybody's been taking shots at my Patriots. They have been, and they've been led by none other than 80s. 80s has been the leader of the taking the shots at the Patriots club. That is for sure. That is for sure. All right, let's see. Braden says, is Dante Hightower still on the Pats right now? And so, good old Dante Hightower. Is Dante Hightower still there? I can't believe I forgot whether or not he's still there. I want to say that he is, if I'm not mistaken. But I have to rely on 80s for that one. Let's see. 80s says, Seattle quarterbacks are like JB's favorite movies. Nope. Oh, man. All right, here we go, guys. So we got Jacob Eason there for the Seahawks. They're up under center, two tight ends, two receivers, one back in the backfield, and they're starting from their own 9-yard line right now. Gonna take the snap. Looking. Throws it. Gonna go deep. He's always had an arm. Ball caught. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Seahawks just can't even get a moment in this game. They can't get a moment right now. And so let's see. Adshak says, who do you got winning the Super Bowl? You say you personally got the Bills, but you want the Bucks to win because they signed the Bears legend Akeem Hicks. And so, in terms of who I got winning the Super Bowl this year, I feel like it's always changing. It's always changing right now. But in terms of winning the Super Bowl this year, I mean, I can see the case for Buffalo. I really can. But I'm gonna go out on the limb here. And I'm gonna say right now, I would not be surprised if a team like maybe the Chargers actually get it together here and actually go on a deep run, get hot at the right time, and actually be able to get there to the Super Bowl if they can stay healthy. And so I know you won't hear that one often. I'll probably change my pick a couple times, but I'm gonna go Chargers right now. Meanwhile, they run the ball for about a yard there, so now we got 3rd and 9. Eason throws it, gets a man that catches it, makes one guy miss. Knocked out of bounds. I mean, because when the receiver catches the ball here like Milton did, they're coming back to the football and they're losing about 3 yards by the time they turn around and defense is right there. Nobody's being fooled by the play calling. It's as conservative as it gets. But yeah, let's see. Adishak says that are the Chargers because now they got Khalil Mack. And so there you go. Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. I love the moves that the Chargers made. If they can just stay healthy. Braden says, hashtag don't pay the man. And so, so Braden's starting a counter chat here. Don't pay the man. Coming from a Packers fan. All right, but we got 4th and 3 right now. So 4th and 3. Again, they had the completion there, but was unable to get to the first down marker. So 4th and 3 here in the 3rd quarter with 7 minutes and 9 seconds to go. All right, let's see. Where am I? Let's see. Mike says, Bills beat Tampa for the Super Bowl. Adishak says, I think the Bills could be the best team in the league this season. And so I definitely do feel like the Bills would be the best team and stuff like that in terms of, like this upcoming season. They definitely have the chemistry between Allen and Diggs. I mean, they've done so much. I like what they did on the defensive side of the ball as well. Adishak says, like the James Cook, that was a great pickup there for them. He really fits this team and what they needed. James Cook, he's going to be a force for this team for years. Mike says, yeah, Allen is on a whole different level. Mike says the Bills roster loaded. Trey Wright needs to get back. That's right. Trey Wright does need to get back for Buffalo. But yeah. Let's see. Mike says, Snell Squad, Moss and Singletary. Snell Squad. I like it. Snell Squad. I like it. Meanwhile, punt on the way. Caught by the Bears at the 28. He's at the 30. He's going the other side of the field here. Makes one guy miss, still on his feet, but brought down at about the 34-yard line of Chicago. For a second, I thought he might have a chance to break one there, but hey, they got the ball back. They're up 24-0 right now. It's been everything Chicago so far in this one. Let's see, Mike says, will O.J. Howard get cut? And so, I really haven't heard much from O.J. Howard. That's a good question. Let's see, old man says, I want in New England to draft Kyler Gordon. And so either him or what was the other guy from Clemson? Andrew Booth. Yeah, Andrew Booth Jr. One of those two guys we wanted to see end up on the Pats for sure. All right, but here we go, guys. 1st and 10. Peterman takes a snap out of the shotgun. Gonna hand it to the back. The back stumbles, picks up a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up from the Chicago 35-yard line. I'm gonna try to do my best to catch up with the comments as well here, guys. Mike says Bills have 3 or 4 good receivers they will have to cut. Ashak says I forgot Buffalo got Howard. I really like that signing for them. What happened to OJ in Tampa Bay? Why this day? And so yeah, why he didn't stay? Well, in terms of that, I mean, obviously the opportunity to go down there in Buffalo and just add to what they already got at tight end because Dawson Knox last year he did tremendous, and so if he can build upon that, that'd be great. So I do like their tight end room, very underrated now. But Peterman out there, I think he stepped out of bounds before he threw that one away. I feel like he stepped out of bounds there, but Peterman out there trying to make it happen, guys, trying to make it happen. All right, let's see. Let's see. Adishak says, why did they stop using him once Brady got there? Because Brady favors his boy Gronk. He already had like 3 receivers with him. But you got Mike Evans, you got Godwin, and then you had AB at that time, and then you had Gronk. I mean, somebody had to be the odd man out, and it just so happened to be OJ Howard because he's there for catches, not so much for blocking. So he was just the odd man out. Meanwhile, Peterman here, 3rd and long, 3rd and 14. Let's see if he's got some magic to him. Quick pass there, cop out a receiver. And he picks up about 5 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down, guys. 4th and 9 here at the Chicago 35-yard line. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we're taking very small victories here. Anytime we get a stop, we'll take it at this point if you're a Seahawks fan or just rooting for them in this game. Fuller's going to be the returner here for the Seahawks. Again, 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Bears up 24-0. All right, let's see. Mike said, someone get Beasley. This is madness. Old man says, no, he's not. Mike says the Jets will be a wreck. Meanwhile, the return there by Fuller. It's at the 35, tripped up and brought down at about the 36-yard line. Seemed to be a Bears guy holding his wrist that's down right now. Let's see. Old man says it's rumored New England might bring him back as a coach instead of a player. And so, really? Let's see. Ashak says, my dark horse pick is the Ravens if they stay healthy. I'm still a believer in Lamar. I almost said Lamar at first, but then I swapped into the Chargers. Well, I almost said the Ravens at first, but I still need to see more from their wide receiving corps because there's going to be a time where a team is going to stop their ground game and they're going to have to show that other than Mark Money Andrews, that they can throw the ball to someone else. And so I need to see more from their receiving corps. But Baltimore last year, they got off to a fast start before the injuries. I mean, even though they had the injuries, they still was like leading the AFC in about 6, 7, 8 weeks into the season up until the Bengals started beating them. Then from there, they just never recovered once Lamar started getting injured. But Ravens would be a team, but I got to see them do it in the playoffs. Got to see them do it in the playoffs. Old man says, hashtag trade that man to New England. All the different hashtags, you got to love it. All the different hashtags. You had Braden saying hashtag don't pay the man. Old man saying hashtag trade the man. We got all the hashtags going. Let's see. Mike says Bills got Shaq, Espinal, and that's right, Boogie, Rose, and many other edge. Yeah, I mean, Bills are loaded. They are loaded. That is certainly one thing I did notice, and these guys will get after it, especially Buffalo playing with the lead that allowed them to just pin their ears back, get after the quarterback. So, yeah, a lot of young edge rushers, as Adishak alluded to. Adishak says that I wish the Bears did this in the regular season. And Mike says, Sweeney, I can do without, but there is another tight end might make it. And so, okay, bet. 80 says, JB, what's up with the Pats? Boy, Josh Belichick not wanting Randall Cunningham as the Raiders team chaplain. And so, I did see that did happen there. I do wonder myself what exactly transpired there because I feel like there's some stuff going on down there that's just not being brought to the light just yet. But, yeah, that was an interesting situation. I was curious about that as well, 80s. I was very curious about that as well. And again, right now, we're currently at the commercial, guys. If you're just tuning in, 3rd quarter, 4 minutes and 39 seconds left to go here at the commercial. But the Bears leading this one 24-0. But when we come back, the Seahawks will have the football. Let's see. Mike says, Bills got Tavon Austin and Crowder and other like receivers they can't keep. And so it's good to see Tavon Austin still fighting to get a roster spot. Ashak says yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is Tavon Austin still in the league? I forgot about him. I mean, yeah, he's still out here trying. Mike says Bills. Khalil Shakur. That's right, the receiver, the rookie receiver from Boise State, number 4. Isaiah McKenzie, number 3. Gabriel Davis, number 2. And Stephon Diggs, number 1. Meanwhile, Jacob Eason, he throws that pass completed to the right receiver this time, and that's going to be enough for a first down as the Seahawks move the chain here. Now we got first and 10 at the Seahawks 47-yard line here. Hashtag says hashtag pay the man, LOLs. And so and so there goes the hashtag pay the man. And so hashtag play the man. I'll start that one. Hashtag play the man. Just play him. Just play him. Let's see. All right, but here we go. So we got Eason up under center here. Two tight ends, two receivers, one back in the backfield. Eason takes a snap here. Gonna hand it to the back. Fakes the reverse. The back. Nobody's fooled. Nobody's buying it. He lost a yard or two on the play. No creativity. You're able to really read their play. It's almost like playing a Madden game where you know the computer is on rookie mode, and so you already know what's coming. No creativity whatsoever offensively. Let's see. Mike says Quentin Morris is a surprise for the Bills. Surprise tight end for the Bills. Mike says Randall Cunningham was a great quarterback, tremendous quarterback. Mike says Darnay Mooney good. Who he? So Mooney is a good receiver, partially in product because who else are you going to throw the ball to? But he's their best receiver. He's their best receiver. And so they need him. If the offense is going to make big plays, it's going to start with Mooney. It starts and it ends with him. But Eason there with a nice completion there. Okay, we're moving the ball now. First and 10. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter here. Can the Seahawks get a touchdown? All right, receiver goes in motion here. Going to take the snap here. Play fake. Eason looking. Eason throws across the middle. It's completed. And that's Fuller with the reception. Taking it to the 19-yard line. So first and 10 at the 19-yard line. So here we go. 5 plays. 45 yards here. Let's see. Can the Seahawks keep this going here? You need to hurry up here. Keep the momentum going here. You got to get a touchdown. Do it for the fans. The people that's still out there watching. Do it for the Seahawks fans. Eason throws it and incomplete. Incomplete. In the direction of Johnson on that play there. Incomplete. Second and 10 coming up here from the Chicago 19-yard line. Again, third quarter, 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go. Bears up 24-0 over the Seahawks here. All right, let's see. Adishak says, every time I see people talk about Khalil Shakur, I think of Tupac. And so there you go. Meanwhile, oh, what a nice hurdle there by the back. There we go. Thompson off the left guard for 16 yards. Let's go. Can they finally get into the end zone? Please. Please, can we get to the end zone? I'm begging you. Here we go. Eason up under center here. Takes a snap. Hands it to the back. Left side. Not going anywhere. They bear down defensively and get the stop. So, all right. So now we got second and goal coming up here from the 4-yard line. But what a nice hurdle. Like, gee, Thompson went up. I mean, he rode the elevator on that one. He rode the elevator on that one. A minute 35 left to go in the third quarter. Second and goal. Let's see. Mike says Von Miller is kind of good at edge rush too. Mike says pack. Lewis says jump, man. But here we go. Seahawks take the snap here. Bootlegging to the right. Going to throw it into the end zone. Overthrew the man. That was no way. That's one thing about Jacob Eason. He's all arm. No accuracy. No accuracy there. And so, incomplete. Now we got third down coming up here. Third and goal. Let's see. Mike says rotation of DT. Excellence. Panthers, Doquan Jones. Washington, Tim settles. Jordan Phillips back for Ring and Edward Oliver. And so Braden says, did you see the Big Ten sign a huge TV rights deal? I saw it. I saw it. I did. I did. That was massive. Speaking of which, another penalty. And if this is on Charles Cross again, this would be like his third or fourth. Another false start on the rookie, first round pick Charles Cross. And right now he is crossing Pete Carroll right now with his penalties out there. Even DK Metcalf at this point has stopped smiling at this point. Wow. All right, here we go, guys. Third and goal. Jacob Eason looking, throws it to the receiver, has to make two guys miss, not able to do that. Not able to do that. Gain absolutely nothing on the play. So just like that, the conservative play calling, the play calling, I'm just not in love with it. Just not in love with it, nor am I in love with the execution. So now we got 4th and goal coming up here. Wow. Let's see, Lewis says no KB, no end zone. Lewis says no J. There you go. No JB, no end zone. There you go. All right, so we're going to have a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt earlier was missed. This will be Myers. Can he make the 27-yard field goal attempt this time out there? Kick is up, and kick is good. So, for whatever it's worth, for some type of small moral victory or something, we were able to get a field goal out of this one for the Seahawks. So it's 24-3, and the Seahawks will be scoring something on the scoreboard in this one. Wow. Monday Night Football, they put the Seahawks and Broncos. I'm starting to be very, very, very concerned about that game, that it can get very ugly in that game. Let's see, Mike says all 4 DTs are on the Bills for that ring, JB. And Sadshak says, I played the new Madden last night. It was fun. Not as fun as it used to be a while ago, but it was way better than last year. All we can hope is that it gets better bit by bit. That's all we can hope. What system did you play on, Azashak? What system did you play on? And let's see, Mike says, Bills have the number 1 D per ESPN Fantasy. I noticed that on Yahoo as well. I think they had 1. I think Tampa was like 2, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the 49ers at 3, if either them or the Broncos, one of those two. 80 says, does Gino deserve to be in the Hall over Eli? I see what you did there. My answer, none of them deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Neither. Meanwhile, kickoff on the way. Bears with the return at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, the 40, the 50. And he's brought down at the 46-yard line. Wow. My only thing for the Bears is that this is the preseason game, and I know they wish it was the regular season, but my goodness, if this doesn't give a team confidence, I don't know what does. Wow. Let's see. Braden says, I'm happy NBC is doing more college football games than just Notre Dame games. Lewis says, man, the Broncos defense going to shut down the Seahawks in week 1? Yeah, they really are. Wilson won't have to try hard. Let's see, Mike says, expect Von Miller to start at outside linebacker sometimes to rush quarterbacks as Tremaine Edwards and Matt Molino ease in some rookie linebackers. But here we go, guys. 1st and 10 for the Bears, already in Seahawks territory. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. Up the middle, pushes forward. Going to pick up about a good 3-4 yards on that one, good 4 yards. So now we got 2nd and 6 coming up here. 10 seconds left before the end of the 3rd quarter. So this will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. And the score right now is the Bears 24, the Seahawks 3. So 1 quarter left here in this one. And the Bears have been in full control of this one. But that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Again, Bears leading 24-3. Let's see, Braden says, well, 80s, Eli did get benched for Gino back in 2017. Oh, you know what? That is so true. I'm just upset I didn't think of that one, Braden. I'm so upset I did not think of that one. That's great. So you should be in the Hall of Fame. And so Lewis says, run reps to run. And so Lewis says, 80s, LOL. Mike says, I ironically think Eli should be in the Hall of Fame. And so, really, Mike, really? Adashak says that you got the new, okay, so you got it on the newer Xbox or the Xbox Series X. Glad I did, because apparently the one on the Xbox One didn't have some of the new features. And so, yeah, they tend to do that where they don't always put all the new features on like the older versions. They tend to only put it on the newer versions to try to inspire people to upgrade to the newer versions. And so, absolutely, but yeah. But hey, if it's great, I'm hearing a lot of positive reviews here, and so I may just go ahead and end up investing in it. I got Xbox Series X myself, but I may just go ahead and end up investing in that myself. Let's see, Mike says, I need a flex emoji. Mike says, we need Air Allen. So Mike called for Air Allen. Meanwhile, we're currently still at the commercial again, but when we come back, it'll be the start of the fourth quarter. And the Bears with the football facing 2nd and 6, already in Seattle territory thanks to the great return from the Seattle 42-yard line. Let's see, Ashak says, I think Eli's Super Bowl winning season alone makes him a Hall of Famer. He wasn't the greatest regular season quarterback, obviously, but he got it done against the Patriots twice. And so, I mean, why don't we just throw Nick Foles in there as well? If that's the requirement, why don't we just put Nick Foles in there as well in that case? If we're just going to go off of Super Bowls here. I mean, Super Bowl is the reward for winning the Super Bowl. Hall of Fame is about the body of work. It's about what you've done from start to finish. And a man who's thrown more than 20 plus interceptions more than 4 or 5 times in his career should not be in the Hall of Fame. This is it's becoming a longevity award. Ashak is trying to press that button to get me to go off on Eli Manning. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Braden says, let's see, 80 says, Braden, good facts. Mike says, you win 2 Super Bowls, you're in, JB. That is not the case. That is not the case. That is not the case. No. No. Absolutely not. Mike says, thank you, Azashak. Meanwhile, the pass there, let's see, pickup of about 13 yards there. So we got 1st and 10 here, 1st and 10 from the Seattle 29-yard line. Let's see. Braden says, Mike thinks he should be in the Hall of Fame because he beat Pats twice. Respect. Adishak says, it's definitely way better to play defense this year, which I am happy about because I suck on offense and I'm way better on the defense. And so, I mean, that makes me happy because I like the whole creativity side on the defense. I'm pretty good offensively, but I'm getting tired of seeing everybody just going back and forth, scoring, and stuff like that. I want to see defense become a factor again. I do. I mean, it doesn't help that my Patriots defense isn't as good as we were in the last couple of years on paper on Madden in the secondary, but absolutely. All right, but here we go, guys. 1st and 10. Again, ball right now at the Seahawks 29-yard line. Mike says, JB mad because Eli slapped Brady around. I apologize that the Hall of Fame to me is not a certificate for saying, hey, you beat Brady and all like that. Are we going to put Taysom Hill in there as well? Because Taysom Hill, happens to have the upper hand against the current Brady. Are we going to put Taysom Hill in the Hall of Fame too? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see. Braden says, in the Super Bowl. Mike says 2 Super Bowls. You auto in. Old man says, you mean Eli defense and the 2 luckiest catches beat New England? Old man says, if Eli a Hall of Famer, then Jimmy G is a Hall of Famer. Mike says, maybe old, but. Lewis says, if Eli goes to the Hall, then my Bears quarterback Jim McMahon should be in the Hall of Fame too. All right, here we go. Peterman up under center, going to take the snap, play fake. Looking. Going to throw it off the wrong foot. Throws it out of bounds there. Incomplete. Incomplete. I cannot believe half of what I'm hearing from you guys here. I'm very disappointed. I feel like I have led you guys down the wrong path if we're thinking that Eli Manning should be in the Hall of Fame. That is not the case. Let's see, Mike says, I will hear that 1 Super Bowl win not enough, but 1 win and 1 loss is good enough for Mike. Let's see, Braden says, Eli Manning did drop a dime to destroying a couple days ago. All right, incompletion there. So we got 3rd down coming up, guys. So 3rd and 10 here for the Bears, led by Nathan Peterman on this drive. So far tonight, Nathan Peterman, he is 6 of 9 passing for 65 yards. And now he's facing the 3rd and 10 from the Seahawks 29-yard line here in the 4th quarter with 14 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the game. Let's see, Mike says, I will hear that 1, 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Braden says, Eli Manning did drop a dime to destroying a couple days ago. Let's see. Adishak said, Jim should 110% be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I am biased, but he is easily our best quarterback ever. Pass incomplete. So incomplete. So fourth down coming up. Fourth and 10 coming up here from the Seahawks 29-yard line. And so just like that, the drive will stall out. Let's see. Mike says, did McMahon go to 2 Super Bowls? Mike says, I think McMahon should be in because the Bears. Brandon says, I think he went in as a backup when my Packers won. Let's see. Mike says, everyone in the Super Bowl shuffle video should be Hall of Fame, JB. Let's see. Kick is up and 47-yard field goal attempt. That is good. Tackle on 3 more points for the Chicago Bears right now. So it's 27-3 here in the early stages of the fourth quarter with 14 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. And at this point, we've got the guys in there that are going to be fighting to try to live and survive another week in the NFL on the roster. Let's see. 80 says, JB, when Eli goes to the Hall this year, do you think he will invite Phillip Rivers to his introduction? If I'm Phillip Rivers, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. Because, I mean, clearly, when we talk about the Hall of Fame and stuff like that, you think about the greats that played this game. You think about a guy like Calvin Johnson. I don't see an image of Calvin Johnson catching a Super Bowl pass and stuff like that. Plexico Burress, he caught a Super Bowl pass, but I don't see him as a Hall of Famer and stuff like that. It is not about winning a championship when it comes to just purely being a Hall of Famer. Barry Sanders, an example of being a Hall of Famer and not being someone that qualifies as a Super Bowl winner and stuff like that. So therefore, to say that just because you're the quarterback of a team, that the entire team won the Super Bowl in spite of you, and stuff like that. Your pass was so bad that a receiver had to use stickum glue on his glove and stick it to his helmet to catch the ball to basically win the game. And so, come on now. Eli was turnover prone. The only reason why he lasted as long as he did is because his last name was Manning. That's the only reason why he did. The only man I know to get benched for poor performance and have the fans boo the coach for benching him the next game. Come on now. Don't get me started again on Eli Manning. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. Where am I currently at right now? All right, so Braden says, I don't think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. I just like the message of JB. Mike says, Rivers never won a Super Bowl. And you know what? You don't have to win the Super Bowl to get the MVP. Or, I'm sorry, not the MVP, the Hall of Fame. You don't have to do it. What you do have to do is you have to be able to impact the game for a long period of time and stuff like that. And so I'm telling you, not everybody can win a Super Bowl. Not everybody can. Let's see. Lewis says most of the 85 Bears defense is in the Hall. Adishak says he won the Super Bowl in 85 with Chicago and won with the Packers as a backup and went to a bunch of NFC championship games with Chicago. Old man says, man, there's 10 quarterbacks who should be in the Hall before Eli. Old man says, dang, Seahawks about to get 50 dropped on him. And so, wait, 50? 50? I surely hope not. Let's see, Ashak says, 85 was really because of the greatest running back of all time, Walter Payton, and the greatest defense of all time, but he still contributed. And so, meanwhile, kick is in the end zone. And so, all right, so therefore the Seahawks will take over first and 10 from their own 25-yard line on this drive, trailing 27-24 right now. At this point, you're just out there to take it one play at a time. Let's see. All right, so Mike says, pitched in old, we can vote yes or no. Mike says, Calvin Johnson may be my favorite receiver ever. Brandon says, I don't think he will 80s because then he'll have to invite all his children. And so, meanwhile, Jacob Eason takes a snap on first down. He throws it up there, and it is incomplete. Good coverage on the play by the Bears defense. Second and 10 coming up here. Getting the ball right now at the Seahawks 25-yard line here in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Bears leading 27-3. Let's see, Mike says, Barry Sanders is the Hall of Fame of Hall of Famers. Mike says, listen to 2K, a Pats fan accused Giants receiver of... Let's see, Braden says, JB about to bring up Eli's stats again. Don't make me do it. I don't know how many times I got to do it to drive it in. But here we go. This time they hand it to the receiver Johnson on the reverse, and he's going to pick up about 2 yards on the play. They've been kind of trying to set that up all game long, and it didn't work that well. I mean, 2 yards in a cloud of dust, but that's about it. Third down coming up, 3rd and 8. Down 24 points right now, and at this point, the Seahawks seem to be content with just trying to run out the clock at this point and get this game over with. 80 says, JB, I agree, all the past Super Bowls don't matter. Well, you know what? I mean, in terms of just going to the Hall of Fame, you don't get in because you won the Super Bowls for the Hall of Fame. You get in because of what it took to get there, what you did throughout your entire career, consistency, changing the game, stuff like that, the impact that you had. Meanwhile, the Bears come in there and they get a sack. Jacob Eason, he goes down. That is Kamara with the sack for the Bears. And so now 4th and 17 coming up here. And the Seahawks are going to punt the ball once again from their own 18-yard line. Yeah, they're better off from this point forward. Just run the ball, run the clock, get this game over with. Sometimes it's just not your night. The best thing you can do is just get the game over with at that point. And so Adishak's laughing. Let's see, Mike says, it's settled, McMahon should be in. Adishak says, I still remember when Nathan Peterman threw like 6 picks against the Bears in 2018. And then Adishak says, ball, Mike. All right, here we go at the 40 for the Bears. 45, 47-yard line. All right, so the Bears will take over 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Mike says, that's regular season Peterman. Let's see, old man said, Mike says there's 2 different Petermans, y'all. He said there's the preseason Peterman and then there's the regular season Peterman. He says you got to know your different Petermans there. Old man says Vince Young, Drew Brees, Big Ben, Tom Brady, Vic. And so Braden says Vince McMahon, greatest Packers quarterback all time. Mike says, I'm mad at Vince Young. He came to the Bills. We all got excited and he refused to learn the playbook. Let's see, but here we go for the Bears. Peterman play fake. Looking. Gonna dump it there to the receiver. Cuts up field, and he picks up about a good 9 yards on the catch there. That is shot with the reception. Picked up 9 yards. Now we got 2nd and 1 here from the Seahawks 44-yard line. Again, here in the 4th quarter with about 12 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Bears leading 27-3. Old man says Randall Cunningham, Patrick Mahomes, A-Rod. Mike says, I will hear Cunningham if he's not already in. Let's see, Mike says, amazing, Robert Quinn still playing. Meanwhile, the Bears hand the ball off to the back, and he gets enough for the 1st down. He needed 2 yards, got him 3 yards on that one. That was tuggled up the middle. Now 1st down, 1st and 10 from the Seahawks 42-yard line. Clock continue to run, and at this point, everybody wants that clock to continue to run. Let's see, Brandon says, by the both of McMahon's Super Bowl wins were against the Pats, LOL. And so, of course, Brady would dive deep to find that one. Well, that's the qualification, isn't it? 2 Super Bowl dubs against the Pats. That's the qualification. Brandon says, I forgot about that. But here we go. Peterman up under center. Going to hand the ball to the back off the left guard. Look at the offensive line move to Powell on that one, and he picks up about a good 5-6 yards on that one. 11 minutes left to go in the game. Let's see. Mike says Bowden quit before the season. Mike says some cornerback retired at halftime on the Bills. I remember that. That a cornerback did retire halftime on the Bills. I remember that. Let's see. All right, so 2nd and 5 here coming up. Again, Bears up 27-3 right now. Out of the shotgun formation, takes a snap, juggled it, and so Peterman dives at his own tight end ankles to get the ball. Luckily for him, able to maintain possession on that one, but that could have been worse if the Seahawks were actually paying attention out there. Let's see, old man says, so 8, not 10. Should be in before Eli. Too high to think of the other 2. Lewis says, vote Peterman into the Hall. All right, here we go, guys. Shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back on the play here. Takes a snap there, hands it to the back. The back, up the middle, fighting forward. Falls at the line, and that should be just enough to get the first down here. So first and 10 at the Seahawks 32-yard line. Clock continuing to count down here. 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Let's see. Adishak says the Bears killed the pass in the '85 Super Bowl. You know, Adishak, there's a reason we never bring up that. It's too painful to recall. Too painful to recall. Meanwhile, Peterman play fake. Lyman on his trail, throws it on the run, and it's completed for a first down. So Peterman with the 11-yard completion there. Nathan Peterman. 9 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Let's see, 80 says, Alicia Nelson Manning, born January 3rd, 1981, is a former American football quarterback who played in the National Football League for 16 seasons with the New York Giants. Adishak says, and Hall of Fame quarterback. Peterman up under center, takes the snap, going to hand it to the back. Let's see, it picked up a yard on the carry, so picked up a yard on the carry. So we got 2nd and 9 coming up here. 2nd and 9 coming up here at the Seahawks. 20-yard line so far on this drive. 7 plays, 33 yards, and about 4 minutes in terms of time of possession off the clock on this one. All right, let's see. Braden says both McMahon and Manning are Hall of Famers, and just because they beat the Pats. And so, just because they beat the Pats. Imagine that. Just because you beat a team. That qualifies you for the Hall of Fame. Meanwhile, they're going to hand the ball to the back on the left side. Picks up 9 yards on the play. All right, let's see. Old man says Eli Manning will be the worst man in his family. His nephew is better than him already. Adishak said that's the only thing the Bears have right now is that '85 Super Bowl win. Adishak says Eli slander is crazy. And so, meanwhile, we hand the ball to the back up the middle. Picks up 5 yards. Picked up 5 yards. I mean, it amazes me. It amazes me. It's not like in the Super Bowl where the Eagles, where Nick Foles was going toe-to-toe back and forth versus Brady and stuff like that. I mean, the man literally, he got lucky. He got lucky. I mean, the luckiest man alive. How is he the luckiest man alive? Well, he was born into a football family so great that his mediocreness at quarterback was overlooked. We praised every quarterback he threw, and we turned our heads the other way for every interception this man thrown. This man has thrown more than 120 more interceptions than Phillip Rivers, and we're sitting here saying that Eli Manning is a better quarterback than Phillip Rivers was and deserving of the Hall of Fame for 2 moments. For 2 moments. Imagine that, 2 moments. Everything else you do in your lifetime doesn't matter. If you're a criminal, no matter what crime you commit, we overlook it just because you did 2 good things throughout your life. Imagine that, being judged based upon that. Imagine that. That is what you guys are doing for Eli Manning, and I cannot believe it. This is what Deion Sanders was talking about when he called out the Hall of Fame becoming a joke. If Eli Manning is in the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame loses all credibility. All credibility. It's a nice guy award. It's your last name is Manning award. It's the we like you because you beat a team that we don't like award. Come on, guys, we're better than this. Meanwhile, pass towards the end zone, incomplete by Peterman. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 1. 2 moments. That's it. I'm going to call him the 2-moment man. 2 moments. That's it. Had an out-of-body experience for just 2 plays, and all of a sudden, we want to crown him. As the late Dennis Green once said, if you want to crown us, you know what? Then crown him. But he is exactly who I think he is. That's it. You put Eli on a team that didn't have a defense, they're not going nowhere. Nowhere. Matter of fact, you could put Trent Dilfer in for that same Giants team. He would have been able to seal the deal. Guarantee it. Him, Rex Grossman, any quarterback. Heck, I don't care what team. He could have probably did the same thing. Could have done the same thing. Meanwhile, the pass right there by Peterman is incomplete. And let's we're gonna get to that one. We're gonna get to that one. Lewis says, yes, old man, he will be. Let's see. Braden says, if Eli saw this chat right now, Adishak says, all I know is Eli would be the best Bears quarterback in our history. You know what? Jay Cutler was a better quarterback than Eli Manning. How about that? If you put Jay Cutler on the Giants, I'm telling you, there's a reason why Eli Manning did not want to go play for the Chargers, and so Phillip Rivers had to go to the place where Eli did not want to go to and still had a better statistical career. Meanwhile, the Bears run the ball on fourth down here. Did they get into the end zone at this point? Are they saying that he's short? Wow. So, wow, he did not get in there. So the Seahawks get something to go their way. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Mike says, JB, no one ever said Hall of Fame is not a joke. Old man says, who Flacco should be in a Hall of Famer before Eli? At least Flacco says his defense was the main reason they won. Giants defense was the main reason they were even in the Super Bowl. That's right. A lot of things had to go right there. A lot of things had to go right. 80 says, I agree, JB Phillip Rivers is a criminal for never getting the Chargers a Super Bowl. But you know what? He should be a hero because he went to the same team, that same team that Eli Manning started crying before even putting on a jersey. He said, I don't want to go to the Chargers. Send me somewhere else. I don't want to go to the Chargers. Before he even did anything in the NFL, he didn't want to play for the Chargers. So the Chargers had nothing. Phillip Rivers went there, and the Chargers immediately gained an identity the moment he got there. Sure, Drew Brees went there for a moment. He got things going, but Phillip Rivers, he carried that torch. He carried that torch at a place where Eli wanted no part of because Eli thought he would not be able to succeed with the Giants. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. And so, just saying. But then, and that was a good stop by the Seahawks there. To get a stop at the 1 yard line. Talk about bend but don't break. That was a great stop right there. We're currently at the commercial, though, right now. Here in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. This game's already been decided. The Bears are up 27-3 right now. We're just finishing out the rest of this one. All right, let's see where I'm at right now. All right, let's see. So Mike says, all right, so I'm sorry. Let's see. Mike says, I want an Eli bus for JB House. Adishak says, Eli won more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, and Drew Brees. And stuff like that. And so, you know what? All of those guys that you mentioned right there, the Aaron Rodgers of the world, the Phillip Rivers of the world, the Drew Brees, the difference between them and Eli Manning, they had to carry their teams. They had to actually go out there and, I don't know, throw a touchdown to their own team. Meanwhile, for Eli, he can go out there and he had a season where he threw like 27 picks and stuff like that, and yet we overlooked it. We say, it's okay, Eli. We're going to baby you. We're going to still leave you to starter. Meanwhile, Jameis Winston goes out there. He turns it over. We want to bench him. We never want him to see the light of day again as a starter and stuff like that. Anybody else does it, we're done. But Eli Manning goes up there and stinks it up, and we just overlook it. We say, it's Eli. We don't care. It's Eli. We love him. Basically. That's what it all came down to. Meanwhile, the Seahawks here, 1st and 10 from their own 1 yard line. Taking a snap there. Eason throws it, and it's completed enough to get them enough space to actually work with now. And so they picked up 5 yards on that one. But more importantly, that should keep the clock moving. I mean, I just can't believe it, guys. I cannot believe it. That we're here once again, having this conversation here. A Hall of Famer, we say. A Hall of Famer. Wow. 18 touchdowns to 27 interceptions. That's a Hall of Famer. 31 touchdowns to 25 interceptions. That's a Hall of Famer. 23 touchdowns to 20 interceptions. That's a Hall of Famer. Wow, has the Hall of Fame standards hitting rock bottom at this point. Meanwhile, Jacob Eason throws it up there, and they're going to give him that incompletion there. So 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 5. Let's see. Braden says, I guess every Thursday this season is roast the Patriots and roast Eli Manning. Let's see. 80 says, JB, what is the percent of quarterbacks with 2 rings? Not a lot. Well, you know why? Because football is a team sport. It takes a team and all like that. You know, if it was just about the quarterbacks, then why couldn't Peyton Manning do more with the Colts than he did with the Broncos? Because as we know, Peyton Manning broke the record with Dan Marino in that Colt jersey. However, he won his last Super Bowl with the Broncos when they carried him across the finish line. Why? I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because the Broncos had a defense, just like Eli had a defense. Meanwhile, Peyton, all those years in Indianapolis, when people were swearing up and down that Peyton was the best quarterback ever and all like that. Back then, they said better than Brady and all like that. But yet, Peyton Manning only brought one Super Bowl. The same like you said about Aaron Rodgers, just one Super Bowl and all like that. But when Peyton did it, he said, oh, it's okay. It's Peyton Manning. We know he's the best because he goes to the line of scrimmage and he audibles 15 times and says Omaha about 80 times. So we know Peyton's the best and stuff like that. So nobody talked about the Colts only winning one Super Bowl with Peyton and all like that, and how the Broncos just carried him to another Super Bowl. Nobody talked about that. No, we want to talk about Eli Manning as if Eli Manning just came and lit it up and all like that. As if most of the records that Eli Manning has aren't negative records and stuff like that. Too many interceptions, all of that stuff. So, I'm just saying. Meanwhile, trying to get back to the game here, 2nd and 10. Jacob Eason looking incomplete. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 10. 4 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. And so let's see. Braden says 80s. Adishak laughs. And so Braden says true 80s. Lewis says, I'm kind of happy that wasn't a touchdown. And so 80 says Eli didn't want to play for the Chargers because he wanted to score the Pats in the Super Bowl twice. Bam, that just happened. Is that what it is, 80s? Is that what it is? Well, I'm sorry that he wasn't striving to do that against the Eagles, all right? Because last time I checked, I don't see the Eagles going to the Super Bowl every year. Last time I checked. Okay, now we're starting to call out every team at this point. Jacob Eason throws it. Incomplete. All right, let's see. So there's a flag on the play. The referees are still calling flags for some reason here. And of course, it's on the Seahawks. Of course, on the Seahawks here. 27-3 on the Seahawks here, of course. All right, let's see. Lewis says Jim Harbaugh over Eli. Ashak says 80 speaking facts. And so let's see. All right, so let's see. Old man says, if the Giants defense and the 2 luckiest catches, Eli, yeah, if that didn't happen, Eli would have been cut and would have been a backup quarterback for 5+ years before he got cut. Braden says the only great quarterbacks with 2 or more rings are Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, Big Ben, Roger Staubach, Bart Starr. Yep, those guys. Brandon says, if I'm missing any quarterbacks, let me know. And so let's see. Old man says, before he got benched, dang phone. Adishak says, hashtag Eli for Hall of Fame. Old man says, you give any quarterback that defense, that Giants defense, they win in the Super Bowls. Lewis says, 80 started this again. He did. Braden says, I'll buy you an Eli Manning bus, just like AJ Hawk bought Nicolas Cage bus for Aaron Rodgers. And so, let's see, 80 says, Lewis, I will every stream. Lewis says he's in. Let's see, 80 says, Braden LOL. Braden says, Omaha. Old man says, get him, JB, Eli a bum. Adishak says, Peyton Eli over Peyton. Playoff Eli over Peyton Manning. And so again, right now, Seahawks with the football, but we already know what's going to happen here. 1st and 10 right now. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, looking, throws it, and is complete there by the tight end, and he takes it to the 40-yard line of the Bears. 4 minutes to go in the game. Let's see. Braden says, I love Omaha Productions. Mike says, JB is making great points about Eli being a punk, lucky, and not very good, but he's got 2 rings. He's like, at the end of the day, your points are valid. But, however, he still got 2 rings. And so, Brady says, JB about to lose his voice. 80 says, I can't wait for JB to stream the first college game with Archie Manning, with Uncle Eli in the stands. Mike says, JB is on fire. And so, I mean, you guys pushed me to this point. Brandon says 80 cares a comment on that. Let's see. 80 says, speaking of the Eagles, Philly special. Meanwhile, pass is on the way, incomplete. The only thing special about the Philly special is that we're the reason why the whole T.O. to McNabb experiment failed. At the end of the day, we're the reason why. We're 1-1. We're not about to just act like that other one didn't happen and all like that. We are 1-1 in the Super Bowl. We're not gonna act like we're like you guys are 2-0. You're not fit to do that, 80s. Not fit to do it. Let's see. Lewis says the hoodie doesn't want Eli in the hall either. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Eddie says Philly special. That's my comment. And so Braden says, LOL Lewis. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Fourth down here. 4th and 6 for the Seahawks, trailing 27-3. Eson takes a snap there, throws to the receiver. He catches it, and it's enough for the first down to keep the drive alive, and more importantly, to keep the clock running at this point here. The biggest winner here for the Seahawks has got to be Drew Lock because he did not play in this game as he has COVID, hoping that he recovers well in this one. But here we go. 1st and 10, takes a snap. Eson looking, moving around, and he's going to go out of bounds, picks up a yard on the carry. Here in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Second down coming up. Let's see. All right, Adishak says, I would be down with Foles getting into the hall, to be honest. In the end, a Super Bowl is the most important thing in the league, and Foles had a historic playoff run with Philly. 80 says, JB saying a lot of what it does. We can play that if the Pats didn't cheat, they wouldn't. Hey. Everybody talks about the Patriots. Last time I checked, because you know what? I seen it coming from Dolphin fans too. They were mad at the whole Brady and all like that, in which Brady's still getting in trouble. Not with us. Brady's still getting teams in trouble, but yet it still comes back to the Patriots and stuff like that. But I get it. I get it. That's usually what little kids say when they don't get their way. Like, oh, you cheated. That's why you won. And stuff like that. No, there are some teams out there that cheat and still can't win. I will say that. So it takes talent to go out there and win. Here we go. Jacob Eson throws the ball completed. Takes it to about the 18-yard line. Let's see. Mike says, I don't disagree with any of your Eli takes. Okay, I already read that one. Brandon says, popcorn. Old man says, that's right, JB. We 1-1. And if Brady caught that pass, we'd be 2-0. That, if Brandon Cooks wouldn't have got injured either, that was a big one. And if they would have just played Malcolm Butler as well, that would have helped too. Meanwhile, the pass is completed there to Johnson and a first down. So maybe towards the end of this game, we might get to see the Seahawks get a touchdown just for the sake of doing it at this point. It will not change the outcome of the game. Let's see. Old man says, if Wentz didn't get hurt, we would have won. Meanwhile, the Seahawks run it. Did they get into the end zone here? I think he's just... Oh, they say touchdown. They say touchdown. So, Seahawks get a touchdown with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Darren Thompson with the 8-yard touchdown run. And let's see, 80 says McNabb lost the Super Bowl for us because he wasn't a Hall of Famer. He choked. How could you say that about your own quarterback? 80's your own quarterback. And so let's see. Braden says Desmond Howard, William the Fridge. Perry, does do names mean anything to you, JB? And so, hey, that name means a lot. Those names mean a lot right there. But I feel like that was before I was really watching football like that. So maybe it doesn't hit me the same and all like that. Let's see. Ashak says Wentz fell off so fast. Technically, he's got a Super Bowl ring though, so he qualifies. Meanwhile, Jacob Eson throws it. 2-point conversion is good. Wide open in the back of the end zone. Johnson with the 2-point conversion there for the Seahawks. And so 27-11 right now. Every point just makes it look, I guess, a little bit better, I guess. Here in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Let's see. Mike says, how much of JB Eli take do you agree with? I mean, facts are facts. The fact is, you can choose to overlook it, but the fact is the fact. And the fact is that, as I mentioned with Peyton Manning, when he broke Dan Marino's record, that didn't result in a Super Bowl for the Colts and all like that. Why? Because he didn't have a defense. And even when he had a defense and he lost all his ability whatsoever, they carried him into the sunset for a Super Bowl, and everybody just patted him on the back just like that. And so that case alone, I feel like it's a strong enough agreement to show that that's why the Hall of Fame, you can't just go off of Super Bowl victories for a starting quarterback. Because sometimes a team can carry you to the Super Bowl. Because if you're telling me that, say, for example, if the Bears would have actually beaten the Colts back when Lovie Smith was head coach of the Bears, are we going to sit here and say that Rex Grossman was a Hall of Famer just because if they'd have won that one game and all like that? In the NFL, any game, it can happen any given day. Luck could have happened. So that's all I'm saying. Let's see. 80 says, doesn't Mac Jones wear that's number 10 in honor of Eli? That's what I heard. You heard wrong. You heard wrong. Onside kick, and it looked like the Seahawks recovered. Wow. Okay, so some life here. I mean, not much of it, but still something positive here for the Seahawks, for those who managed to stick it out to the end. Let's see. Let's see. Braden says Carson Wentz is a Hall of Famer. Okay. Ashak says, all I know is Eli is 2-0 against Brady in the Super Bowl. And so let's see. 80 says, Braden, Carson. Braden says Eli beat the Packers in the same year he won his Super Bowls. And so I was not going to bring that up, Braden. I thought about it, but you know what? I said I'm not going to bring that up to Braden. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Let's see. 80 says, Adishak well said. So all it takes is just to win 2 Super Bowls. That's all it takes. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. All right, let's see. The Hall of Fame is becoming more of like a fraternity at this point, where you get 2 rings just to qualify to get in at this point. Doesn't matter the stats you did, how many turnovers, all of that. We're just 2 rings. That's it. All right, so we got a penalty there, a penalty. So can Seattle make things interesting down here at the end of the towards the end of the game? Let's see. Let's see. Eli beat the Packers in the same year he won his Super Bowls. Let's see. 80 says, Adishak says, if it was 1 win for Eli against a non-16-0 team, I would agree. And so, I mean, I feel like even if it was just 1, just because it was the Patriots and 16-0, but I get it. I get it. I get it. You know, I get it. I was the same way when the Golden State Warriors had their tremendous season and then they lost in the NBA Finals. I was the same way. I get it. I get it. I get it. And so, let's see. Adishak says, but 2 wins, one of them being against the undefeated Pats, makes him Hall of Fame for me. And so, I hear you on that one. I hear you on that one. Let's see. Old man says, dang, Seahawks management got word. JB speaking facts about that bum Eli, and they started to play. Adishak says, yeah, what you mean? JB Grossman is the greatest quarterback ever. Let's see. Braden says, hey, Adishak, JB is wearing his Alabama hoodie. And so, let's see. 80 says, Rex Grossman, 56 career touchdowns. JB comparing, LOL. Let's see. Braden says, I'm laughing so hard right now. Adishak says, same. And so I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. And so I didn't think the numbers mattered. 80s, I mean, all you got to do is just get to the Super Bowl. The numbers don't matter. Your career numbers do not matter. And stuff like that. For me, Hall of Fame is game changer. Not a 500 quarterback. A quarterback that throughout his career was 117, 117. So forgive me if I thought that wins and losses was a part of the regular season as well. You know, if that's the case, I mean, if we're going just off of postseason alone, then Joe Flacco's got one heck of a case. He's got one heck of a case. Let's see. Braden says, I'm laughing so hard right now. Adishak says the same. Oh, shoot. I mean, regardless of what the score is, this stream has plenty of life for sure. Oh, shoot. let's see. All right, so let's see. Adishak says, "Do you think Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer?" And so, good old Andre Iguodala. As long as he played, his longevity and just the transformation I've seen from Andre Iguodala. I mean, the impact that he's had in the league and stuff like that. I mean, for me, all the stuff that he did, he was a game changer out there. And so, I would lean towards yes. All right, Jacob Eson. Oh, I thought that was going to be a touchdown. I thought that was going to be a touchdown, but it's not. It's incomplete. That would have been a nice touchdown. Let's see. Adishak says, all right, so let's see. All right, so Mike says, not just one auto get you in, JB. Let's see. Old man says, JB will never hear the end of that bum, Eli. Let's see. Ashak says, you could kind of make the comparison between Iggy and Eli. Different sports, obviously, but a lot of Iggy's legacy is those playoff runs with Golden State. When I first think of Iggy, I also think about Iggy being the second best player on Allen Iverson's team. Back, I'm talking about a young Iggy and stuff like that, you know. So the longevity of what he did and the impact that he had. You know, when I think of the Giants, I don't think necessarily so much of Eli and his one play. I think about how that defensive line that the Giants had was constantly deflecting the ball, making life difficult, you know, for Brady and stuff like that. That's what I think about, because without that defense, if we score 40 points, it doesn't matter if he scored 17 points and stuff like that. So that's what I think of, the defense for them. 80 says, does Wes Welker and Julian Edelman deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Oh man, it's so. I mean, that's. I see where you're going at with 80 on that one, 80s. I see where you're going at with that one there. But I never once said that. I never once said that. In the Patriots ring of Hall of Fame, sure. For like the Patriots, specifically just for the Patriots, though. That's it. Let's see. Jacob Eson completes it, and so. But in my heart of heart, though, I say they had great careers, but it's tough to put them in. It's tough to put them in. It's tough to put them in. All right, so we got, let's see, third down coming up, 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun here for the Seahawks at the 24-yard line of the Bears. Completes it, and it is caught. Taken all the way to the 17-yard line. So that's going to be a first down, 1st and 10 from the Chicago 17-yard line. 1:38 to go. And they're going to call a timeout here. There is a Bears player that's currently down right now. Let's see, I said, obviously he was good with Philly, but a lot of what he is remembered for in his final MVPs with Golden State. Let's see, old man says, there's the 10th quarterback who should get in before Eli Stafford. Let's see, Mike says, one more Super Bowl appearance for Stafford. Let's see, 80 says, all I'm saying is, if Eli doesn't deserve the Hall, Gronk sure as hell doesn't. So he's willing to say that the best tight end to ever play does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Wow. Let's see, old man says, Edelman definitely does. He's the second best receiver in playoff history. Let's see, 80 says, old man, good point. Let's see, old man says, 80s, Gronk and Eli are different. Gronk is the go-to tight end. Eli is not even top 20 in his quarterback of all time. And so, but yeah, I mean, they've made it clear they're not going off of the numbers and all that. They're just going off the Super Bowl rings, getting it twice and stuff like that. And so that is the justification there. Let's see, Braden says, if Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer, then Jordan Nelson is too. Ashak says, I think Edelman deserves it. He was good in the regular season when he wasn't hurt, and he was essential on those Super Bowl Pats team in the 2010s. And so, great points there, great points there. Let's see, Eddie says, I agree, old man, pissing off JB, LOL. But here we go, Eson throws it. Oh, he caught that one. He caught that one. Did his feet come down? That looks like a touchdown. So Fuller with the touchdown paid for it with his body on that catch, though. But Aaron Fuller with the 17-yard touchdown. And all of a sudden now this game does not look as bad from a score perspective. But we know the truth, though. Up. If they're going to challenge this one, that's going to be overturned. That's going to be overturned. Let's see, old man says, and I'm taking what top 3 tight ends of all time, Shannon Sharp calling, that's right, Gronk, the GOAT. Old man says, 80's my bad. Let's see. Been on Twitter too long. LOL, sorry. Let's see. Mike says, if Rosen gets a Super Bowl win and an additional appearance, then guess what? That makes Rosen a Hall of Famer, it seems. Let's see. 80 says, Mike Ditka, great tight end. Old man says, plus he was a great head coach. Great tight end, great head coach, great combination. But yeah, looking at this, I mean, yeah, definitely that to me that looks like an incompletion. Doesn't look like he's maintained full control of that one. But this play is under official review. Again, fourth quarter with a minute and 31 seconds left to go. Gonna see if they uphold this touchdown call. Let's see. 80 says, JB has to agree Nate Rosen deserves to be in the Hall. Oh, man, that is funny. That is funny. That is funny. That is funny. All right, so they call it an incomplete pass. They overturn the call. Overturn the call. Let's see. Old man says that's not a touchdown. Braden says, what does the name Baker Mayfield mean to you? When you say Baker, I hear basic. Basic Mayfield. So that's what I hear. Basic Mayfield. That is what I hear. Let's see. 80 says, Mike D has a ring as a player and as a coach. No denying that. 80s, no denying that. But yes, Seahawks fans not happy about that overturn call right there. But here we go. 2nd and 10 now. In the shotgun for the Seahawks. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. And we got a penalty already. Going to move him back 5 yards here. So just like that, moving him backwards. Let's see. Ashak says this stream got him dying. And so Lewis says that lady is pissed. Braden says Spencer Rattler is a surefire Hall of Famer. Don't you think, JB? I hope he does, Braden. I hope he does get in there only to prove my point and stuff like that. I hope he does get in there somehow, some way. Somebody make that mistake and all like that. All right, but here we go. Jacob Eason throws the ball. Caught by the receiver, makes the first guy miss. Lowers his shoulder, takes it all the way to about the 9-yard line. So here we go. 3rd and 2 coming up. Got a minute and 20 seconds left to go here. The Seahawks are currently trailing 27-11 right now. Can they get into the end zone here? Again, they had got the onside kick, and so right now, can they capitalize on it and score again to try to make this potentially a 1-score game? A minute left to go. Eason takes a snap, throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Receiver wanted a flag. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Let's see. Braden says, Basic Baker, you just created a new nickname. There you go. Old man says Baker equals a better Jay Cutler, someone with a good arm, but will never win a Super Bowl, but he's a better leader than Cutler. Here we go, 4th and 2. Eason throws it. Caught. That's going to give him a first down and keep the drive alive. 51 seconds to go here. Mike says JV has unresolved stuff against Eli for them Super Bowls. LOL. Let's see. 80 says, JV, I just called Eli and asked why he wasn't watching your stream. He said the diamonds in his Super Bowl rings interfere with his internet. Well, it's not our fault. He's got poor internet service. It's not our fault. Let's see. Abstract says, Basic Baker is what I am calling him from now on. Glad to inspire that name. I hope it goes viral. Basic Baker. Meanwhile, Jacob Eason fills the rush, throws it, incomplete. 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 Let's see. 80 says, Basic Baker. I like that. JV calls him that. That is not the case at all. Old man says, good night, Mike. And so, all right, I almost missed that one. Mike, good night to you, Mike. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Hope you have a great Friday and take care, and hopefully see you next time. Take care. But good night to you. Mike says good night, JB and all JB Nation. So Mike's calling it a night. Appreciate you. Meanwhile, we got 3rd down coming up here for the Seahawks. Let's see. 80 says good night, Mike. Braden says JB and Eli Manning need a therapy session together. As the old man says, Eli got that Spectrum internet too. Oh man, here we go, guys. Third and goal in the shotgun. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Eson's looking, feels the rush, just throws it up there. Just didn't care, just threw it up there. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up here, 4th and 4. And so Abhishek says, night, Mike. And so Braden says, good night, Mike. And Abhishek says, we got to make Basic Baker go viral. There it is. There's a new BB here. We're not talking about Bill Belichick. We're talking about Basic Baker. Because that's what comes to mind when I think of him. Everything just average. Confidence is above average. Confidence extraordinary. But everything else about him is just basic at best. All right, here we go, guys. 4th down here. Jacob Eason. Can he keep hopes alive? Throws it up there. Too much arm, bruh. Too much arm. He's just all arm, nothing else. Incomplete. Overthrew him. Took too much velocity on that one. Absolutely done. Absolutely done. And let's see. 80s, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that. And so 80 says Philly special. And so there you go. Philly special. He leaves it with a bang here. Philly special. Wow. And let's see. Old man says if Eli was a Hall of Famer, he wouldn't have that Spectrum internet. But yeah, appreciate the super chat there, 80s. Sorry it took so long to pop up here on the screen. But appreciate that, 80s. Even if it is the Philly special. And so now we've got the Bears just take a knee and run out the rest of this one. This game is done. Bears will win this one 27-11. Seahawks are going to go ahead and burn their timeouts, though, just to make it look like they're trying at this point. Let's see. Lewis says, yes, my under survived, JB. It was close, Lewis. It was close. It was close. Unless the old man says, don't worry, I'll tweet it right now. Lewis says, that last drive, I was on to the end of my seat. And so, very nerve-wracking right there, Lewis. Very nerve-wracking right there. Because they called that touchdown back from the penalty. That was a game changer literally for you. Or a money changer, I should say. Bears going to run the ball here. I guess they thought that Seattle wasn't going to try to call timeouts, but Seattle, being stubborn about this one ending, calls a timeout just because. Just because. Let's see. Braden says, also sounds like Kirk Cousins. Braden says, Philly special, Philly special, Philly special 3 times. 80 says, good night, everyone. Thanks for doing this stream. Eli, I mean, JB. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, 80s. Again, the next stream for me is going to be Saturday. So if you guys have some time, I'll be here Saturday for the Chiefs and the Commanders. Let's see, Ashak says, I'm going to go ahead and get off. I will make sure to notice on the next stream. Thanks for streaming, JB. This was hilarious. Hey, appreciate you, Ashak. And glad to see you back, man. Glad to see you back as always and stuff like that. Congratulations to your Bears. You and Lewis, both of your Bears, going out there and doing work. And this one, securing the dub. Everybody, you guys take care. I know we still got 22 seconds here, so I'll stay for the remainder of this one. But yeah, everybody that's logging off, appreciate you guys and take care. And so, let's see. Lewis says, JB, there you go. Braden says, good night, 80s. Ashak says, good night, y'all. See you next stream. And then he says, hashtag Eli for Hall of Fame. Let's see. 80 says, night, Braden. Old man says, good night, 80s. And so forth. Let's see. Braden says, great stream, JB. This was hilarious. And so, oh yeah, this was a great one, man. A great one. I mean, a great one. Shout out to the Seahawks for allowing us to have this moment by simply not trying. So much so that we dug deep and found something else to discuss. Let's see. 80 says, I will be drinking on... Okay, so you'll be drunk on Saturday. I got you. So look out. Gotcha. Lewis says, night, everyone. Till the next stream. Thank you, JB. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank all of you. Everybody take care. Looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Again, the next stream will be Saturday. If you can't make it for that one, I'll be streaming Sunday and Monday as well. And so Lewis says, JB for president. I'll be in the hoodie every day, Lewis. I'll be wearing the hoodie every day while I'm up there talking. I will not be dressing up. I'll be in the hoodie every day. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. There's just 12 seconds left to go in this one. So we'll see how the Seahawks choose to end this one out. They called all 3 timeouts here. Wanted the ball back. Let's see what they do. Braden says, good night, JB. Yeah, good night to you, Braden. Old man says, another great stream, JB. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you all. This was fun. This was fun. This was fun. Like anytime we get to have a rant take place on the channel, it always turns out to be great. All right, but here we go. So they're just gonna. So you call all three timeouts just so you can call a running play to end this one, basically. Seattle, come on, man. Y'all playing with people time at this time. You're playing with people time at this time. I don't like that. The Bears were clearly going to just go ahead and run out the clock. They called all three timeouts just to run the ball and run the clock out. Anyways, guys, enough ranting for tonight. Appreciate each and every person that came through. You guys are the real MVP. And again, anybody that's still on, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and press the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. But man, old man says time for the Hail Mary. We were denied that. We couldn't even get a Hail Mary. What were the Seahawks doing? Hashtag first overall pick in the making. They're just practicing for the first overall pick this upcoming season. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the Seahawks. I am. Old man says Seahawks are crazy. Old man says good night, JV. Yeah, good night to you. Good night to you. Lewis says happy winter both ways tonight. Yeah, hey, enjoy it, Lewis. Enjoy it. You guys take care. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now, but I look forward to seeing you guys next time for sure. It'll be fun on Saturday. But until